Good morning, chat. Good morning. I'm feeling pretty crunk right now. I can't lie. Been in a good mood ever since like late January because things have been going smoothly. I was able to decide like before the end of, for once, I was able to figure out what video I'm going to make going into like the next month. That's been a thing for me. That's been a bad problem of mine. Usually how it goes is that I think I know what video I'm going to do, and then I get to the following month, and then it's like, oh wait, I can't make a video after this, and then I'm scrambling, right? Only one is literally the only time when I was like, I knew from the beginning when I was going to make a video that month was the Nick Fuentes video. And that one still took me like a while to make because it turned out to be so fucking huge. But this time I got it. You know, I want to put out 2 videos this month, and I think I might, right? Because I'm getting pretty deep. The month just started. I've already done a good chunk of research. They sent me a bid, to be honest. I got some good shit cooking up. I'm not gonna lie, chat. I think I'm cooking this month. Anyway, good morning to all of you. It's nice to see you guys. Oh, thank you for the BLM video. Let's see. All right, so this is, let me go ahead and put this, because you guys already know, the playlist where all of the VODs go. This VOD will also go in there once we're done, and I will unlist another stream, because I don't like them clogging up the channel, even though I do them a lot. I might end up doing less streams. I probably will end up doing less streams this month because I really want to get out these 2 videos. I want to have more volume on the channel, but I also don't want to like cut down quality. So for me to like, I don't know, push out more videos and them not to be slop, I'm going to have to give up some of the streams. It's just inevitable, you know? You got to make certain sacrifices. And I do still see myself as more of a video guy. So today, it's Mikey's History Month. Yeah, it is my History Month. Be honest, I probably should have waited and put the the Black Lives Matter video out this month and done another video the previous month. But the video that I wanted to do this month would have taken too long. Like, again, the Black Lives Matter video, it took me like, I only spent like the last half of January making that video. So the video I'm trying to make right now, I wouldn't have had enough time to finish in time. So, it is what it is. So, some very, very, very tragic things have befallen our friend Ethan Van Sciver. And none of them have anything to do. Well, they tangentially have something to do with Eric July, but not really. Once again, Ethan Van Sciver has just found himself just embroiled in drama that he's created, right? Like, this drama starts with him. Like all of them do. Like 95% of the drama that starts in Ethan Van Sciver's life, in Cometsgate, it all usually comes down to EVS himself. He is a giant drama whore. Like one of the biggest drama mongers. It doesn't even make sense really, because he's never been in an industry where being this sort of TMZ like killer Keemstar drama alert personality. And even Keemstar doesn't shit fling this much, like even maybe back in his prime, but these days, no. It's like EVS has Keemstar beat, and it's just weird. This is just his personality. He loves this shit. He loves to be in the muck until it comes to bite him like this one has. And we're going to get to it. This brother has been hurt. He has had 2 private, I think it's all of his trash casts. Like, they're all gone. All just fucking months, years of him just like being a detractor to Eric July. Just Thanos snapped out of existence, and Eric July had literally nothing to do with it. It's just, it's brutal. It's hilarious. It's funny to us, right? Obviously, this shit is hilarious. But, for Ethan Van Sciver, this is brutal. This nigga has actually lost millions of views. It's really tough. Brad Cornman, thank you for $5. Black Lives Matter, .now, give me donations and government DEI grants. Of course, bro. Like, almost getting $100 million isn't enough. They need more. You need to do more for Black Lives Matter. So, the antagonists of this great drama, this great war, that Ethan Van Sciver has lost. Let's be clear. The battle has already been fought between Ethan Van Sciver and Ripoffverse, and Ripoffverse won. Ripoffverse, he won decisively. He routed EVS. EVS has had to hide all of his streams. EVS has lost tens of millions of views, I'm pretty sure. You know, he's on the back foot. He's suffering. He's struggling. He can't even, like, look at any of Ripoffverse videos anymore, just in fear. He's shook. He shooketh, guys. So he's already lost. But let's get into who Ripoffverse is. First off, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be very frank. I have spoken to the Ripoffverse before. And I'll be honest, I think he's a pretty cool guy, right? He was chill when I was talking to him. And we're going to get to when he's talking to Raptor Jesus and Pan, right, on Alyssa clips, right? He basically says to them what he said to me in private in DMs, right? Which is just that Ethan Van Sciver is lying. Which, you know, we don't really need. Did we really need somebody to come forward and say that no, Ethan Van Sciver is lying about everything? No, everybody just assumes this. Everybody who's not part of Comicsgate, we just like inherently assume that if there's ever like a drama going on with EVS and EVS is saying that, well, you know, I didn't do anything. This guy is lying. You know, this guy is making things up. This guy is delusional. He's trying to make me look bad. He's trying to make CG look bad. You already know, okay, EVS is lying, obviously, because that's what he does. He just lies and he makes enemies out of everybody. He's rooted out, booted, told like countless people to kick rocks. Part of the reason why Comicsgate is so small today is because he's gone out of his way to just burn bridge after bridge. He's got the same disease that somebody like Nick Fuentes has, which is it's called being a giant cunt syndrome, right? You know, it's a terrible disease. It's just it's very common in a lot of e-celebs these days, right? Just being a giant cunt, scaring people off, kicking people out of your little group because you want to be the king, because you have a giant fucking ego. You can't stand to share the spotlight with anybody. You can't stop lying. You can't stop snaking people. You know, part of the reason, again, the original reason why Comicsgate people went after Eric July was just because Dick and Vito were going at Eric July. And then out of nowhere, fucking Ethan Van Sciver decided to snake Eric July because Eric July sent him a DM saying, hey man, these two guys, Dick and Vito, they're fucking with me. They're literally sending people to my ancestors' tombstone to fucking piss on it and take selfies. I'm really not cool with that. And I know that you're cool with them. So I don't know, we can't be cool with each other if you're just, I don't know, you're cool with people who are lying about me, accusing me of committing federal crimes, of defrauding charity, who are fucking vandalizing my ancestors' tombstone. I'm sorry, bro. We can't be cool if you're cool with people like that. And EVS took that really fucking personal that Eric July just said, hey man, can you like say something about these people who are trying to ruin my business? He took that as like Eric July threatening him. So then he started A-logging the Ripoffverse just like Dick and Vito did. And this is how Comicsgate ended up, you know, the Ripoffverse detractor universe, basically, which is all they are. They have nothing outside of saying Eric July bad. So Ripoffverse, I mean, he'll get it. He'll explain it. But needless to say, first off, Ripoffverse, despite what a lot of you guys might think, Ripoffverse did not name himself based off of the Ripoffverse. Ripoffverse has like, first off, he works in film. He's an actual artist. He's an actual professional artist. He draws, he makes comics, he makes puppets. He's worked in film, and he has beef with a lot of these dudes like Critical Drinker, Neurotic, Friday Night Tights, and of course, Eric July, because he doesn't like their criticisms that they give to, you know, the film industry and professionals and shit like that. Basically, he's kind of like your boy Zach if your boy Zach was less retarded and was actually a professional in the industry that he wishes he was. You know, it's like Richard C. Meyer desperately wishes that he was ever part of the industry, that he was ever part of making movies, that any of his comics actually got put on shelves. Ripoffverse has actually done that, right? So he just thought all of these dudes, these YouTube critics, were annoying. So in his free time, he started making puppets, and he would just like make these little South Park like, you know, animations, basically making fun of them, right? And it was just very jokes. And then Ethan Van Sciver discovers this, right? He discovers these shows, and he takes particular interest in the ones that involve Eric July, right? So he says, hey, bro, I like your thing. Hey, can I use your puppet thing? And he's like, okay, sure, you can use it. But how about this? How about to compensate me for using, you know, my content, I want you to donate this money to like this charity for beagles. And the reason why it's specifically like a charity for beagles is because there's this thing in the UK. Hold on, let me go ahead and just look it up for you guys to just show you, because it's kind of insane. I didn't believe this guy initially when he told me this thing, right? About beagles. Okay, so beagle testing. Okay, so in 2024, 2,646 regulated experiments were carried out on dogs in Great Britain. Of these, 2,488 involved beagle testing, with 1,549 beagles bred specifically for this purpose in the UK. All of these experiments were approved by the UK government. So yeah, in the UK, it's like totally like a legal thing for them to just breed beagles specifically. Something about this breed specifically is just very, you can breed them, and it is very useful if you're trying to do like some live experimentation on animals. And this is just a totally cool thing. And this guy, Ripoffverse, he loves dogs, he loves beagles specifically. So he's like, he wanted EVS to donate to this charity that he's been, you know, he's been advertising, because like many people in Britain, he kind of doesn't want this to be a thing. He's like, hey, this kind of makes us look bad. The UK already doesn't have the best reputation. Maybe we could do something and just make this illegal. Like, I don't know. This is so random. This is so randomly third world of the UK to just have this as a thing. You'll just have first world countries. First world countries will just have one or two laws that you would expect to be found in like a third world nation. But it's the thing, right? In the UK, you can just experiment on beagles. I don't know, it's weird. So Ripoffverse was like, hey, bro, just throw some money at this charity and you can use my shit. And, you know, EVS took this as Ripoffverse now being his employee. Which isn't. That's not even like, you're not even commissioning him to do the puppets for him. You're not his employee. You just like paid him in the form of like giving money to this anti-experimentation beagle charity. That doesn't make you his employee, right? And all the drama really descends from there. So, also, Ripoffverse, he was the guy who kind of like exposed that Vito was fucking off with the money, the 120K he got for Super Killer, right? He's that guy. He's the dude, he got into DMs with Vito, and he's like, Vito, what did you do with all this money that you got for Super Killer? The comic should have been out by now. And he's like, Vito, did you fucking fuck all that money off on like crypto and some other shit that had nothing to do with paying your artist? And that's the reason why Super Killer didn't get finished? And, you know, Vito couldn't give him a straight answer, which means yes, that's what happened. The thing that we all think happened with Super Killer, the reason why Super Killer still isn't out yet, yeah, that's probably what happened. Vito fucked off with that 120K that he was supposed to use. He didn't pay his artists properly. He tried to scheme on his artists. His artist just didn't finish the comic. So Super Killer is probably never going to get finished and probably never going to get delivered. That's what happened. So Ripoffverse also exposed Vito way before any of this shit came off. And he took it a level further. He's like, hey, you know what? I'm an artist and I also have a bit of free time on my hands. What if I just like take like half a year to make my own version of Super Killer. And he did. Oh, here he is. Here's Ripoffverse advertising his own comic called Super Killer. That's SUPAH Killer, right? It's a 50-page graphic novel that I finished about 2 weeks ago. It took me 4 months to create. The art is sick, the writing is sick, and it will 100% be out before Super Killer. And again, I can attest to this. He also showed me a little bit of a preview of Super Killer. I'm not going to show it because he didn't give me permission to do that, but it is pretty sick. And yes, he has actually managed to finish a 50-page comic in like 4 months, while I presume working like other jobs in like the industries he works in. Whilst Vito, fucking 2 years later, his how many pages is Super Killer again? How many pages is Super Killer again? 65 pages, just 15 pages more than this parody comic. And he still hasn't gotten it out in 2 years. Did it take 120K? No, it did not. No, that guy did not need 6 figures to not deliver a comic. That's what happens when you're not a lazy fuck and you don't waste other people's money. Okay, so now we get to the drama itself. And let me read one of these super chats real quick. Kyle Loam, thank you for $4.99. EVS, Vito, and Comicsgate have been ample inspiration for my own superhero comics. Working right now on a mashup of JJK and the X-Men. Hey, bro, that sounds cool. Hey, get at it. I love how much people have been, there are so many people who apparently have been inspired by CG just being shit and not being able to get anything done. And they're like, well, surely I could finish a comic off in like a fraction of the time. And we have Mr. Me. Thank you for $5. I sent you $5. Does that make you my employee? If not, send it back. Thanks. I guess I work for you now. You sent me money once. That means that I'm an employee of yours. That's how that works. I mean, don't you know, you go to a strip club, you throw money at the bitch, that means you can take her home, right? Like, she works for you. She's basically your prostitute. You're her pimp now. All right, so anyway, we got Comicsgate drama here saying, The Knife School, Ripoffverse, puppet drama rabbit hole runs a little deeper. So here's Ethan Van Sciver talking to Martina Markota, who is an IRL friend of Ripoffverse. Who you work with is not my business. I certainly would prefer to see you collaborate with someone I like, but I've never said a word about it. Don't think. It don't matter in the grand scheme. I consider Andrew, that's Ripoffverse, a friend. Not sure if he feels the same. I don't know. I just had to defend British food and forgot what thread I was on. Oh yeah, that's a rough one. When you're British and you gotta defend the fish and chips. You gotta defend that fucking, hold on, let me see this. You gotta defend British culinary tradition. Look at this, right? This is a masterpiece. This right here is the peak of British cooking. And I ain't gonna lie, this does look yums, right? This does look delicious, but people shit on it, right? Because it doesn't have 50,000 spices, right? You aren't mixing it and turning it in 30 ways, right? There's no esoteric, exotic Asian shit going on with the dish. They hate the simplicity. They can't stand the simplicity of fucking British cooking, of the British dish. But I appreciate it. I appreciate it for what it is. Ethan Van Sciver, yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what's going on here. Andy apparently loves you. I am told Sven did a mean video criticizing your art shows. When I showed that Sven was drawing a Cyberfrog comic for me, Andy went crazy. This guy's art sucks. Like, no, it doesn't. So what was he on? He's mad because of you, maybe. Not saying you caused it, just wondering if that was his actual problem. So this right here, this guy was talking about, he's talking about Sven. He's talking about Sven streams. So what he meant by this is that Ripoffverse was that he just came across Sven's art and somebody was like comparing it to something that's like, oh, this is way better than this. And Ripoffverse was like, no, these both suck. And he was very casual about it. You know, I'm not saying that Sven's art sucks. I'm just saying that's what Ripoffverse says. And, Ethan Van Sciver, he's trying to paint this off as like he was going off. He was going wild on, on Finn and his art. Not really. He just casually was like, nah, this don't look that good. So, again, just playing it up. Anyhow, since then, he's kind of gone batshit crazy at me. Honestly, I just saw him as another artist doing some work for hire puppet shows for me. He wasn't working for you. Again, we're going to get to it. He wasn't your employee, Ethan. He did a nice all caps comment intro for me, some Trump stingers. I didn't intend to buy into all this. The internet is crazy. Now he's false flagged my channel. Oh, we'll get to that. Tony Donuts, why does he keep running around saying edit out his puppet stuff and you can continue streaming? Is this a lie? Yes, it is a lie. YouTube took down the video. I don't have access to it on the YouTube platform. It has been taken down due to copyright. Literally cannot just clip out the offending portion because, again, it doesn't currently exist on my YouTube channel dashboard. He either understands this and is lying, or he doesn't understand what he did. I have a copy of it in my StreamYards, so I had Shant do a quick edit and will upload it as a premiere this afternoon. And here is Knife School, that's Ripoffverse, right? He changed his name because, again, Ripoffverse's main thing was not being Eric July detractor. He made those puppets for fun. And Eric July wasn't even the only guy who he was making the puppets of. It was just, he wasn't taking this CG shit that seriously. And Eric July and the rest of Comicsgate, they don't understand this. They don't understand that some of these guys really are just like doing this shit for fun. So Knife School says, do you pay a tiny amount to borrow a book from a library? Yes. Do you own that book forever and tell everyone at home that the author works for you and wrote the book exclusively for you? No. Same thing. He paid to preview them, now not have any kind of false ownership forever. So we're moving on to the next one. Ripoffverse, and where I'm taking, from Vicky right here. Vickyverse. Ripoffverse, aka at the Knife School, false flagged my channel with a DMCA strike, which interrupted and removed the live stream, including content that I paid him for. Okay, we're gonna get to that. While issuing me a copyright strike and taking away my ability to stream on YouTube for 7 days. 7 days, no streaming. That's actually really fucking brutal for Ethan Van Sciver, because he doesn't make money any other way these days, right? Because he already, once he puts out the campaign, once Ethan Van Sciver puts out the campaign, the only other way he makes revenue from YouTube is just streaming. That's it, right? Without that, he's got nothing. So he was basically broke. Well, not broke, but he was unable to make any more income for like a week. That's actually really brutal for EVS. He's currently lying about this to people, saying it was just content ID. But no, it was a manual DMCA strike. Content ID doesn't result in a copyright strike. Trimming the material out will make no difference. I asked him to remove the strike. He refused. He is a lying false flagger and a cheat who revoked my license to play the videos I paid for him without warning. He also apparently hasn't shipped any of the puppet fans bought from him last summer. First off, Ethan, you do not get to do this. You do not get to tell anybody. You do not get to like say anybody else is late with shipping shit, right? You are not in the position to do that, bro. Now, Knife School wrote a response. Jesus fucking Christ, what an absolute 100% lying piece of shit. Hey, Ethan Van Sciver, I revoke any permission I gave you to preview some of my videos for 1 week before I uploaded them to YouTube and Patreon. I did this for a ton of other channels, not just your slop stream. So literally, he wasn't targeting, right? He wasn't targeting EVS specifically. After I found out you've been wildly gaslighting your audience that I made them exclusively for you and that I worked for you and told me exactly what to create, I contacted you directly, tore into you, and took your permission away. I also gave you your orders to never contact me or play any of my videos, of which you obeyed. You then pissed your pants like an infantile, egotistical, fat man-child and made up all hosts of hilarious excuses and strawmen reasons to try and save face to why you could no longer play my old videos. Everything from pretending it was something to do with Sven Sniffles to bullying you into buying a puppet to going completely crazy overnight for no reason. And you've heavily gaslit your mortgage paying audience regarding it ever since. You completely faked our association with each other. I told you off for it. You then had a piss fit and made up a bunch of fake shit and have been seeing what sticks ever since. Oh, Jack and Martina are real world friends of mine, not the parasocial online acquaintances that all of you all have. So trying to snitch like a rodent to other people and try and involve them doesn't work. He's actually, hold up, he did try to do this. He literally tried to do this after the breakup. After the breakup with Eric July, he also tried to do similar shit with Eric July's connection, but that didn't work because it's like, I mean, he knows that shit. Those guys aren't part of Cometsgate. Eric July was not part of Cometsgate. His connections were not part of Cometsgate. You can't do your fucking, what do you call it? Frognosis. You can't do frognosis on people outside of the Cometsgate universe, Ethan. You can't do that. He doesn't realize this. I've got all your demented email and all of your demented DMs full on crashing out and saying the creepiest shit. So just shut the fuck up, finish your unbelievably cringe year-late comics, and let go of the fact that you don't have a career and are looked down on by what you would consider your peers. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. And I don't know, I feel like that was pretty conclusive. That should have been where it ended, to be honest. I really don't think that it should have gone any further than that. I feel like after something like that, after a lashing like that, an ass beating like that, Ethan Van Sciver, he should have just, threw up the white flag and like, okay, I'm done. I kind of got cooked. I really don't have any standing in this situation. Like Ripoffverse, Knife School, Andrew holds literally all of the cards in this situation. There is nothing that Ethan Van Sciver can do, even if he wanted to. But that's not going to stop him. That's never stopped EVS before, and it's not going to stop him now. VHS Archive, thank you for the £2. You work for me, bish. Moo woo. Okay, so here's Knife School commenting again. I did comment on this yesterday, but Ethan has flagged it, so it's now not visible to read. It read, I've got to the bottom of it today, and as you can see, it was an automatic content match, which is a setting I switched on only 2 days ago, hence it flagging now, but not in the prior 6 months. Anything outside of this is I don't know what that is. Ass? Is a ass broken personality slinging any mud around is a childish tantrum without doing his homework. So, okay. Knife School is just saying, no, I'm not flagging you, particularly Ethan. I privated all my content. I put it on Patreon, and I told you, hey, bro, I'm rescinding permission for you to do this. And I don't know, I guess Ethan didn't appreciate that. So, of course, the rest of the CG tribe, they have to get in on the action too now. They couldn't let this go. They had to make an anti-Ripoffverse stream. Katie, What the Dog Did, and these other niggas who, I don't know, Clippa. Oh, Riley, right? So this is what Riley is just they're just stuck with Riley. I was going to say Riley is stuck with them, but I guess it's both ways around. Riley is stuck with the Cometsgate people, and the Cometsgate people are stuck with Riley and the rest of the dickheads. Unfortunately, they're all married together now, thanks to Ethan Van Sciver, because he thought that the Cometsgate, he thought that the dickheads would have made better allies than Eric July and Friday Night Tights and basically all of these people. I don't know. He burned every valuable bridge, and he just kept he burned every valuable bridge, and he just kept like the losers. I don't know. Anyway, Katie and Riley do our anti-Ripoffverse stream. Katie makes her audience pay her about $100 to hear a secret, never released recording of the Knife School. Now, we don't have to get, you guys don't have, we don't have to give Katie What the Dog Did $100. You guys don't have to give me $100. because here's Andrew. He just decided to post those recordings himself. Hey, at Student of God, feel free to repost, fire away with this tweet. This is the secret leaked DMs that Katie did clips and CG scumlord are desperately falling over themselves to impress Ethan with. Here's the clips if anyone wants them. It's a really boring and polite conversation from 7 months ago, letting her know that a video she just put up lost me a few Patreon members. So to simply be aware of that and then wishing her luck. Shocking leak, guys.
Hey Katie, I hope you're doing well, mate. Hope it's not too hot over there. It's still boiling here. Listen, don't worry, I'm not mad at you.
Where is Mint? Mint Salad is gone. Mint Salad left. She left Riley to elope with a different autistic man-child.
Still love you to pieces. You're still my mountain cousin. All that stuff. But I would never, ever, ever tell you what to post or what not to post. I think I've said that before when you just, when you said, oh, I put up that video about Spain. I don't care. It's nothing to do with me. I'm not, like I say, I'm not Comicsgate or anything to do with that world. So, people can say what they like. But in regards to the video that's just gone up, what the end of that argument between me and Ethan, that was the end of something that's been going on for about a month. And it's really, really heavy leading up to that. So it's not like I just woke up in the morning and decided to verbally break his nose. He absolutely had it coming and would have had more. But, it's affected the stuff that the argument is about. It's affected my personal life. It's affected finances. The guy's a piece of shit. It really is, regardless of people liking him or not. But what I was going to say
isn't it amazing how literally everyone who's ever had who's gotten into it with Ethan Van Sciver and they've had personal one-on-ones with him and shit, they always come away with just this thing that he's a piece of shit. People in the comic book industry, people outside of the industry, people in indie comics, other e-celebs, other people who were part of CG, all these people, they always come away with the feeling that, man, this dude Ethan Van Sciver, he's a piece of shit. This guy's actually a fucking asshole. What is wrong with this guy?
He's been told, he's been sat, and he understands that if he so much brings anything up or brings any more shit to my front door, that I will make his life a fucking misery forever. And he's understood that.
Okay, so this is the warning. This was him, warning him. And I guess, EVS is one of those guys who has to fuck around and find out a lot. He really thought, I don't know, I guess he thought this guy was, joking. This dude was like, hey, bro, you need to chill the fuck out, right? You gotta get with it. You better you better learn, or else you're gonna be taught a lesson.
And he's been very quiet about it. And as far as I've heard, people have said, a couple of people have tried to ask him about it. And he says he's not going to talk about it and just gets on with it. Because the last thing I said was, you quietly go about your business. I'm going to quietly go about mine. If you stir anything up, it's totally game over for you. So I think that video you've just put up is going to send a whole bunch of people swirling and, hornet nesting and cause more trouble. More for Ethan than anyone else, because I don't really care about it. So, oh God, it's so short.
Let's see. Next recording.
Sorry about that. These messages are short. Yeah, so, just to reiterate, I'm not telling you to take it down. I'm not telling you to keep it up. You do whatever you want. I'm just saying the effect it will have, I'm assuming, if it grows and grows and grows, will be really bad news for Ethan and everyone concerned. So, I don't know what to say. Also, that video, about 10 minutes after it went up, my Patreon just started going ding, ding, ding with people cancelling their membership. So, the money only went to, I say only, it goes to charity anyway, not to me. But, these things do have an effect. I know you are
That's
just
another
the news
thing.
And,
That's another thing.
You tell the news and what's new and, what business.
He's saying the money doesn't go to me, it goes to charity. Because he has, an actual job that pays him pretty well, right? But the thing is, in his eyes, from his perspective, it's bro, you're fucking up my charity money. I'm trying to, get the UK government. I'm trying to get my government to stop torturing beagles so they can figure out what the most effective mascara you can use is. I'm trying to do shit like that, and you're fucking taking away my Save the Beagle fund, right? So that's part of the reason why he's so mad. What the fuck?
Of gossip that it's about, but some things do have detrimental.
Like, what type of asshole? What type of asshole, chat, would go after charity? Surely not Comicsgate. Surely there's no history of anybody in CG, definitely not anybody in the Dick Masterson verse, of ever them going after or weaponizing charity just to fuck with somebody they don't like. Surely that would never happen. Not in CG land. Gigatod Howard. This is why Manga 1 suffer comic sales. I mean, yeah, bro. I don't really, thanks for the $2. I don't really remember any sort of story where like any mangaka ever got into some open beef like this, right? And this is like between two professionals. Again, Ripoffverse, he's worked in movies, worked with movie production, he's worked in animation, he's made comics. Ethan Van Sciver, he was one of like the top artists at DC for years, right? He still gets residual fees and shit whenever his comic book characters show up in certain media. These aren't just like some random CG slum jabronis who've never done anything. These are like two actual professionals with like credentials and shit, and they're beefing like this.
Effects to, you know, people that you are friends with and that were around you, regardless of, you know, whether you agree with it or not. But yeah, the stuff between me and Ethan is just way long. It's nothing to do with what was in.
Wait, is that Ethan Van Sciver? Bro, why don't you leave the Beagles alone, EVS? Why won't you leave the Beagles alone?
The day. I mean,
look, like bro literally has a beagle. I just noticed this. Bro literally has a beagle in the profile picture. This is how serious this shit is, bro. Like, he's serious about this beagle shit.
The reason he bought that in.
No wonder he fucked your channel up, EVS.
Is I keep all my arguments one-to-one with that person.
You should have left the beagles alone, buddy.
Argument, brought it into the chat, twisted what the argument was that we're having, so everyone would get involved and back him up. He could then hide behind that and sort of shout names over your shoulders and stuff. I know you weren't involved, but his purpose from us having our one-to-one conversation and then bringing it public so people stick up for him and fight on his behalf was to bring it into the public. So, you know, he can hide behind it all. So, like I said, he's been warned. So if I get any more shit from him or that, it's only going to be detrimental to him. So I just wanted to just let you know that's, you know, that's probably the effect that video is going to have going forward. So I don't know if that just cut off, but I was saying goodbye, take care, bye-bye.
Okay, that was very polite of him. Okay, so we're going to move on now. Thanks for showing up in chat, EVS. I'm glad that you're watching. I'm glad that you're paying attention, keeping your ear to the ground, right? Your ear to the CG source. Thank you, E-Man, for the $2. M-Man for the $2. Mangaka just end up being PDFs in creeps. Gigatod Howard Real, thank you for $2. No mangaka ever slobbered. No mangaka ever slobbered on a urinal. Okay, so this is Katie Did. We're gonna move on from this, but we're just gonna watch Katie Did go on her little tough girl rant. Her internet tough girl rant. See, Katie, she really got that dog in her, right? She liked to talk her shit from time to time.
We never thought you were Comicsgate. We're glad you aren't Comicsgate. And I hope you don't ever bring your book.
Did he ever think Ripoffverse never thought he was Comicsgate, did he? Right? Like, I don't think he ever, like, he hung around. Just because somebody hangs around in CG circles does not mean that they're trying to pretend like they're Comicsgate.
Out here. Because let me tell you
something. Doesn't mean, who wants to be part of this fucking movement for real?
You will get zero support in this community. The best chance you have is...
Oh, no. No, and I won't get any support from CG. You know, there are people in Comicsgate who barely get any fucking support from CG. There are dudes who are loyal, who be putting in that work, who always come to the defense for Ethan Van Sciver and John Malin and Shane and all them niggas, right? And they still don't get enough to fund their fucking books.
Probably with Water Closet now.
Not really a whole lot to... You really don't get a whole lot from being part of CG for real if you aren't part of the upper echelon, right? You aren't a part of the aristocracy of CG. There's really no real benefit. Hey, Better, thank you for the $1.99. At least one mangaka got arrested. Act age author.
I know you've been talking shit about them too and claim that you're not a part of them, but you sure do act like them. You say you mentioned a couple of talking narratives and, you know, we know who you are now. And I'm going to tell you, since you blocked me and I couldn't respond back to your messages, you don't fucking tell me what to clip and what not to clip.
Yes, they do. The fuck? Yes, he can. I mean, look, I'm very anti clipping, flagging anything, right? Like, again, I tell you guys straight up, you can free boot my shit. EVS, you're still in chat. Look, bro, you can fucking react to all of my content, all of my videos, all of my streams. You don't even have to add any commentary. You can just like free boot them on your stream. Just like 40 hours of just playing all my shit back to back. I wouldn't care. But a lot of people do care. And, you know, a lot of people actually could flag down a lot of fucking clip channels if they want to, right? Like Katie did. I don't know. Whenever clip channels start talking like that, it never goes well for them.
If you didn't like me clipping Spin's reaction to you being a fucking piece of shit jackass on the internet, then maybe don't go around and act like a fucking jackass. How about you fucking keep your mouth shut if you're trying to get work and sell a book and you claim you're this professional and you worked in the industry so long and you're some big old badass tough guy. Well, let me tell you something.
I couldn't see it.
You ain't shit. You ain't shit. You don't like the attention and my clips. Well, then maybe you should have just shut the fuck up. You have no fight against Sven. Sven has literally.
I haven't had chat on this whole time. I'm so fucking retarded. I'm like, why didn't I see the chat? I didn't have it on. You guys should have told me earlier. All right, now we're good.
Over and over and over. And my clips show that. And that's why you didn't like it. I was fair with you at the beginning. I said, look, I've got this clip here. I'm not involved in y'all's drama. Oh, another situation where I tried to stay out of two people beefing. And everything was cool and fine until one of them started to, you know, have a complaint. And I got a voice message. Andrew, you have got to get your shit together, bro. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with you. There's nothing you can do that can...
Wait, what do you mean? You act like he's a junkie. You act like he has an alcohol problem. You act like he has a drug problem. Like, bitch, he just doesn't like you. He doesn't like you. He doesn't like EVS. He doesn't like CG. Right? Like, dudes in the Comicsgate community act like not liking Ethan Van Sciver or anybody else in the Comicsgate community is like having a mental illness, right? There's got to be something wrong with you. There's got to be something wrong with you if you think that EVS is a piece of shit. What sane person would do that? Like, look at all the people who don't like Ethan Van Sciver. They're fucking losers. Like Eric July, right? Like, do you want to be like Eric July? You want to be a fucking millionaire who actually sells comics and who actually gets their shit out on time? No, sir.
Hurt Comicsgate. There's nothing you can do to hurt Ethan, me, Flippa, anybody.
Let's play that part again.
There's nothing you can do that can hurt Comicsgate. There's nothing you can do to hurt Ethan, me, Flippa, anybody.
Oh, yeah, that didn't age well.
You're a joke.
That did not age well at all.
You're a joke. I'm so glad that you're retarded enough to send me voice messages, threatening voice messages. Thanks to sending it to a clipper, you dumb fuck. You didn't think I was going to record it? You didn't think I was going to hold on to it until you start to show your ass? Well, now you did. And it's out there. People can take it, do what they want with it. But at least I know I don't have to deal with it anymore. It's off my chest. People know what kind of fucking psycho you are. And I think the best thing you can do for yourself is step the fuck back. Step back. Shut your fucking mouth. Stay away from us. We don't care for you. We're not buying your book. We don't give a fuck about you. You can go along with all the other people who came in here, try to swindle in and kiss a little ass and be like the little popularity. All you love.
That's all you guys do. It's all just a fucking popularity contest over there, Comicsgate. Trevor Zero, thank you for the $99.99. Suffer EVS, suffer CG, suffer Clipper. That's all you guys do, though. That's all CG is. It's just like, it's a clique. It's like high school shit. It's the most, there are a lot of internet communities are fucking like high school cliques. That's what the Groypers are like. That's like what the fucking Dick Masterson and shit are like. That's kind of like what Black Lives Matter was like. The Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation was very much like a high school clique where you had these people at the top who are all cool with each other and were doing each other these little favors, and then everybody at the bottom who they were supposed to be helping, they didn't give a fuck about, right? It's the same thing at CG. All you guys do is kiss each other's ass. That's what you got to do to even like get your book advertised. If you're like an indie guy and you're trying to like get your book shilled by anybody in Comicsgate, you just got to glaze and suck the dick of Ethan Van Sciver or John Malin or Shane Davis or fucking Katie What the Dog Doing.
in and kiss a little ass and be like the little popularity. Oh, you loved it. You loved it. And then you let petty shit get in the way and you were crying to Ethan like a woman. How come a woman is telling you to quit acting like a fucking woman? So that is all. That's all I have to say about you. And I will clip whatever the fuck I want to clip. I have no regrets of what I do. So kiss ass.
Okay.
Peace out. Fuck off. Nobody cares about you. All right. And you know what, actually? I'm going to put that clip of that audio voice leak. I'm going to load it up on Rumble tonight. It's going to be over there on Rumble for anybody to go and see and listen. I'm going to archive it. That's where it'll be.
Not on Rumble.
Anyway, let's get back
to that. I know popular website. That popular website that gets like fucking. Apparently, I mean, if we were to go by Rumble's own numbers, gets like a gajillion people visiting it every day. Like every other website's viewership combined, Google, Twitter, Reddit, 4chan, Facebook, Instagram, they all get less viewership combined than Rumble does annually. Because even the small streamers over there still get like 8,000 concurrent viewers. It's crazy. Everybody be balling out over there at Rumble. Anyway, Lord Raptor Jesus brought the receipts. Oh yeah, there's so many DMs. There's like, I don't understand why you would beef with somebody who has your DMs, bro. Like, how are you you can't lie to, well, I guess it doesn't matter for EVS because I don't know. I saw this with my Comicsgate documentary, and this isn't just true of EVS. This is also true for like the Dick Masterson people, that you can literally present them. Well, no, this is also true for any of these people with this sort of cult-like mentality, because I see it with Groypers all the time too when they stumble across my documentary on Nick. It's like you can literally present receipts that somebody is just full of shit and they still won't believe you. They'll just go, nuh-uh, and they'll plug their ears or whatever the fuck. Like, it's ridiculous. So it doesn't matter that this guy has all these DMs and he has all these receipts. It matters to us. It definitely matters to me when I make another Comicsgate documentary, right? Coming soon to a theater near you. I'm not going to tell you which month is coming out, but I don't know. Let's say before spring. Before spring, the next CG video will be out. Before spring, definitely. Right? So this shit matters to me. It doesn't matter to people in CG. You can't tell those motherfuckers shit. Bean4509, thank you for the $2. Dog, this is so tough. Oh yeah, that dog, she loves herself some tough dogs. Luke Corollaritz Art, thank you for $5. CG is nerds trying to roll like the popular clique. True. Sci-fi is life gaming, thank you for $2. Can we even call CG a movement at this point? Oh, it's not a movement. It's Ethan Van Sciver and his friends making a lot of money by not finishing their comics. E1337 Neil, thank you for $2. Yeah, bowel movement. Luke, thank you for another $5. Issue 2 of my comic, Encrypted, is now for pre-order in my art store. So I'll tie EVS with delivered issues of an indie comic series in 4 months of work. It's actually, look, as long as you stay busy. Hold on, let me bring this up real quick. Let me, real quick. Give me a second. I want to show you guys this. Because I try hard. I actually do try hard to not shill. Well, I don't try hard, but I don't mean to try and shill for Eric July or give off the feeling that I'm shilling for Eric July. But when we're talking about the Comicsgate crew, it's kind of hard because he just does it so easily, right? Like, Eric July, he just does everything that they should be doing. And it doesn't even matter if it's not like at the highest quality. What matters is the fact that he's actually got it done. Let me show you guys this shit. Let me show you guys this shit before we get into these DMs. Look at this. Look at this shit right here, dude.
The Ripoffverse Omnibus is here, and this thing is an absolute unit. The Ripoffverse Omnibus is...
He's got an omnibus. Within 3 years, Eric July published enough comics. He has actually, Ripoffverse isn't just a meme. It's like actually a universe with all these different characters who have appeared in all these comic books, and there are enough now that he could make a fucking giant ass hefty omnibus and shit and sell it, right? There's no fucking CG. Can you even do this with all of the CG comics that have been published? A Comicsgate omnibus? Ethan Van Sciver can't do this with his comics. He can't fucking make a Cyberfrog omnibus. Not yet. So it's just shit like this, right? It's the fact that he got the work done. That's all you guys need to do. Just get done with the work. Anyway, get into these DMs. So, here is... Oh, it's sold out apparently? All right, well, good for Eric July. Again, Eric July succeeds by focusing on his business and not doing gay drama shit all the time like EVS over here. So, this is coming from EVS. Andy, really? You were paid for the videos. You told me that I have the right to play them. I have all of the receipts. If you'd like to retract that right, you can tell me you'd like me to stop playing them, and that's fine. Retract the strike, please. We shouldn't go down this route. And this is from Knife School. This is from Andrew. I've simply privated all of my videos and put content recognition on them. Simple as that. Nobody can play them, so don't start whining and pretending to play the victim, you fat, pathetic cunt. Also, I was never paid for the videos. That's another thing you pretended and gaslighted your audience about. You made a minuscule donation so you could preview some of them a week before I made them public, which is a completely different scenario. I privated all of my videos and content protected them. None of your business, so fuck off. Also, this is how you're supposed to talk to EVS, right? When you're confronted by EVS, never ever like let him play nice with you. Because that's how he tries to like manipulate people. That's how he tries to fucking fuck with people. He tries to pretend to be their friend and shit. When he got on stream with Jesse, with Pod Awful that one time, Jesse knew right from the beginning this guy's full of shit. So I need to treat him like a piece of shit. Okay, so this is Ethan responding. That being the case, release the copyright strike on my channel. I'll stop playing the videos and we can go along as if we never knew each other. And here he is. He's just saying, we don't know each other. It's all good. I don't care why. I've removed all conversation from me about this from X and thanked you. Have a good life. And he's responding, I'm already having one. Okay, and here he is. Okay, so he dropped the nice guy act. He finally drops the nice guy act and he just goes in. I'm absolutely positive you speak to Martina a lot. That's why you shit your pants over Sven Stopels. Sven can draw sequentials and tell stories. You struggle to draw AI-derived bust shots of DC superheroes. Are you really doing a parody comic of Superkiller? Or you did do one already, 50 pages of work to make fun of Vito. This is depressing. Faggoty Andy Dollmaker from EVS. Okay, so he was a little mad. He was seething just a little bit. Also, he's like, 50 pages of work to make fun of Vito? First off, making your own comic that's only like 15 pages shorter than the comic Vito has taken 2 years to finish, and you finishing it in 4 months, that's very based. Also, what is Rainbow the Brute but a fucking parody of like little girl toys? Isn't that all Rainbow the Brute is? Isn't that supposed to be a parody? Right? So who cares? And of course, now we look at it. We look at the fatality. You know, Katie, what the dog did. She tried to say, there's nothing you can do to CG Andrew. There's nothing you can do to hurt us over here at Comicsgate Ripoffverse. There's nothing you can do. Just fuck off. Apparently, he can take away 7 million views. He can make almost 10 million views disappear just like that. Apparently, he can do a little bit. Over 7 million views gone. Why EVS took down all Trash Cast streams. Ripoffverse. I have your ability to pay your mortgage and feed your family in the palm of my hand. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. He's like, look, bro. I can put you on the street in anytime I want to, motherfucker. Don't try me. Okay, so I got an update today. You might like to note the other day when I was initially woken up and read the emails from Evan totally crashing out that his stream had been struck with a copyright strike. I just told him to fuck off, and that if I actually wanted to strike you, you have over 200 streams on YouTube that all have my content, and that you were told very clearly 7 months ago that you don't have permission to use. So I have your ability to pay your mortgage and feed your family in the palm of my hand. I could nuke your channel off the face of the earth if I really wanted to. Now fuck off, and I'll deal with it in the morning. Someone has pointed out that all 200 plus of Evan's live streams are no longer on his channel, and someone showed a clip saying he's getting some guy called Sheth or something like that to edit out every puppet video from every single one of his streams. Ouch. Okay, nutsack. No, I didn't strike his channel. I haven't had any communication with him in about 7 months, and I definitely don't watch his slop streams. I haven't been near my old YouTube in about 6 months either. 2 days ago, I decided to log in and archive all my old videos and private them all, and I ticked the checkbox for copyright protecting the videos that I hadn't noticed before. That's the screenshot I've attached. 2 days later, at 4:30 a.m., I'm asleep in bed, and my phone starts blowing up, and it's emails from Fat Evan, and CG Gaylords crying that a stream had been stopped because there was a content claim on one of my old videos that he just played, even though he knows full well he shouldn't be doing so. So I went back to sleep, woke up, and drove themed to the airport, came back and opened YouTube Studio, saw the automatic claim, and took it off pretty much straight away and went on with my day. Throughout all of this, Evan is emailing and shitposting and pissing his pants online, and although it was rectified almost straight away, he's been milking it for drama chats ever since and has been encouraging Katie Dogs and Riley to get involved on his behalf to help farm drama chats. I couldn't give a fuck if he played my videos. He just got stung by some content matching feature box that I ticked, and rather than drive over that brief bump, has decided to put his foot flat on the ground and drive his car into a wall. It's pretty rough over here. Hold on. Matter of fact, I know what we can do. We're gonna go to Social Blade. We're going to go to Social Blade, and we're going to go to Comic Artist Pro Secrets. Man, I wonder what it looked like. Okay, let's see. Okay, minus what? Oh, shit. Oh, no. How many videos is that? 287, 191, an additional 3, 450 videos gone in the last 2 weeks alone. That is fucking brutal. The algorithm don't like this, by the way. When the algorithm sees some shit like this, just hundreds of videos and millions of views just like gone in just a matter of minutes, right? Like the algorithm freaks the fuck out, and it kind of like does some shit to your channel. It doesn't shadow ban you, but yeah, this was I feel like Ethan might have overreacted by privating all those videos. He probably should have thought twice. Anyway, we're now going to react to this, to Alyssa Clips, who was very kindly clipped the part of Ripoffverse / Knife School / Andrew coming in and explaining how Ethan Van Sciver was lying, as if we needed that explained to us. Let's see. Giga Todd Howard, real, thank you for $2. EVS is just obese pirate software. I never thought about it like that. But no, you have a point there. I think you might be cooking with that opinion. Steven Bobo, thanks for the $10. My only issue with Ripoffverse is why he gets involved with the YouTube drama / Comicsgate situation that could potentially ruin what little career he has left. Well, no, like he explained this to me when I was talking to him. He said he was doing this shit for fun, right? Like literally the reason he was making the dolls and he was going at people like Eric July, like Nerdrotic, like the Critical Drinker was just because it was fun for him. And it's like his job isn't in danger, right? It's like he explained this, like nobody gives a fuck, right? It's like it's really the thing with the well, I guess it was different once they started doing the sort of gay op and shit and going after like the charity, the Beagle charity. Again, he's very sensitive about that, especially. But anyway, he said it was just for fun. He was never taking it that seriously. I guess he underestimated. He realized that he underestimated just how seriously a lot of these other people, all of these cretins, all these creatures in CG did take this shit, right? He said he learned a lot from watching my documentary. He watched my documentary and he learned a lot of lore from Cometsgate that he wasn't aware of before that. Sci-Fi is Life Gaming, thank you for $5. Well, they were going to do a pit omnibus, but Mandy Summers shot that down for overpriced volumes. Oh, I know what you talked about. K. Emmanuel, thank you for $1.99. Vito has an omnibus of weird pedo jokes. Dave7244, thank you for the £2. How many viewers does EVS get these days? Well, the drama shit has actually been working out in his favor a little bit because that last stream he did on Andrew over here on Knife School got about over 1,000 concurrent viewers for that stream. I mean, we can go ahead and just check real quick. We can actually just check how he's doing. Let's see. Comic art. There it is. We can just check. He should be live. Oh, he's not. Okay, it was live 2 hours ago. Man, holy shit. Look at this dude, man. Live 2 hours ago. Live 3 hours ago. Okay, he went live like twice in the same day. All right, he went live again twice. Like, he goes live like at least 2 to 3 times a day. And these aren't even short streams. Some of these streams aren't even short. It's like 4 or 5 hour streams sometime. And then he'll go live again. I don't get it. Bro was just trying to farm them super chats, bro. Anyway, let's watch this. Thank you, Alyssa. Thank you for the clips.
He didn't reply. And then...
Hold on.
What a wonderful little clown show this has been, eh?
Yeah.
But I just thought I'd chime in and get involved a little bit. I mean, you guys have obviously known this guy for a lot longer than I have.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm just learning all this stuff now. Like, I've never had any affiliation with him or association with him. Just a super long time ago, I made it wasn't even a YouTube channel. It was just a couple of videos. I named the channel Just Ripoff. And it was these sort of crappy handmade...
That's what I was saying before. He did not name his channel. And this is something, right? Maybe he'll I haven't watched this, so maybe he'll get to it when we get to it. But he didn't name his channel off of A-logging Eric July. It was just Ripoff. He named it Ripoffverse after he had made so many puppets about so many different people that now he had enough to just like call it Ripoffverse or whatever the fuck. So the thing about it is that he was very explicit about it not being about Eric July, but then he gets in the DMs with Ethan Van Sciver, who knows that he didn't name the channel Ripoffverse because he was A-logging Eric July's Ripoffverse. And Ethan Van Sciver is like, no, you did name it after Eric July. You were doing it to A-log Eric July. And he's like, no, I wasn't. And like he was trying to lie and gaslight Knife School even while they were in DMs. He was trying to Liam Graham, right? This is what he does to Liam Gray all the time, just fuck with his mind and gaslights him into like all these fantasies and just untruths and shit. But again, the frognosis only works with people inside of CG. It doesn't work with us, right?
Puppets, because I wanted to offend Tim Pool and Critical Drinker and Nerdrotic. And so that's my corner, because I come from film. They're the guys that were pissing us off, and I just didn't like Tim Pool anyway. And that went for about a year, and then that got nuked because it was, I don't know, kind of adult. There's lots of sort of vomiting and blowjobs and stuff. And so I started another one and just called it the Ripoff Verse, because at that point I had kind of a universe of characters. And then wonderfully, a lot later, Eric July started a business called Ripoffverse. I'm like, oh, that's a wonderful little coincidence there. Anyway, I just carried on in that sphere. So just roasting nerdrotics and critical drinking and all of that. I then made a video of Eric July, and this random fat guy just appeared in my DMs. And he was just like, Ripple, I saw your video, it's really cool. Like, it's good that you roasted my enemies. I'm like, yeah, cool, thanks. And then later on, he messaged again and said, can I have permission to play your videos on my stream? So I'm like, yeah, sure. Because at that point, by then, I was getting messages like that every other day of people wanting to play the videos in full. And the point of them is that they're fucking free. They're for people to clip and just spread around and have a laugh with. Like, I've got money. I'm not YouTube. I don't, it's just for a bit of a joke.
Yeah.
So I said yes. Didn't think anything of it. And then not long after,
which was very revealing to me. Like, when I started talking to this dude, I was very shocked to hear all this. It's like, no, I didn't take it seriously. Like, I don't even hate Eric July. I was just like, he was just making fun of Eric July because he was making fun of these sorts of culture war critics in general, because he just thinks that they're all talentless grifters, which, okay, a lot of people think that, so it's like, it was never that personal. And the reason why, I don't know, everybody else just thought he was, I guess everybody thought that he was just like Riley. They thought he was just like young Clippa 69, right? Like, he was just making his entire identity was about fucking with Eric July. It was never that personal.
To that, he asked if I could make them for him, and I'm just like, no. Just simple as that, just no. What I will do, though, if you want, is because he only really wanted the Eric July ones. So I'm like, yeah.
Of course, he only wanted the Eric July ones.
Yeah, sure, man. Well, look, if you
honestly, the way he was beefing with everybody else, he really should have just taken some of the nerd-erotic ones and, the other ones too.
Make a small donation to my charity. You can preview the Eric July ones for a week, and then at the end of that week, they just go public and on my Patreon. And he's like, yeah, sure. And that's it. End of the story. Sorry to be boring, but that is it. Like, we hardly spoke. Once a month or once every 2 months, I'd email him
You see how this guy told the story? See how this guy in 3 minutes, he was able to tell the entire drama, the entire story between him and EVS from top to bottom in just a span of 3 minutes. There were no extra details. He didn't go off on any weird tangents. He didn't say, oh man, this guy, he just snapped at me. He just went crazy. He just went wild. I think he's a little mentally ill. I think he's obsessed. None of that shit.
a link that just says some videos.
This is how a non-bullshit artist tells a story. Just very straightforward.
Barely said thank you. Maybe once or twice he'd say thank you once he got the link. And that's pretty much it. And then there's little bits of sort of polite chat here and there, like over the 2 years. But, you know, I'm a different time zone. I'm not a part of Comicsgate or that weird world, so I don't know anybody there. I don't watch his content. I definitely don't watch his stream because it's on at like 4 a.m. So I was completely unaware that, you know, he was getting sort of more and more popular with the puppet shows and just letting his mouth run away with him. Like towards the end of the 2 years, people would send me clips of him going, yeah, this guy Ripoffverse, he works for me and he's my employee. I pay him and I tell him what to make and he makes it for me. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't even fucking know you.
Wow, so that's not...
That's so crazy. That's so, like, it's insane to me how comfortable EVS is with just making something up, like, in its entirety. Like, not even, like, playing... He doesn't even just, like, take a little detail and exaggerate it. Just completely fabricates a new story. Just being a bit of a fabulous is a little bit of a good trait to have if you're going to be like a comic book artist, a cartoonist, or something like that. But when you're like, when it gets to your personality where it makes you like a serial fucking liar, like EVS, like he doesn't have anything in the back of his brain like, that's not true. He convinces himself of his own lies. That's how much he lies. He lies to himself. That's why he got into DMs with this dude. And he was telling him the same lies that he knew they weren't true. Like, EVS knew that this guy knew that the lies he was telling weren't true. But he's just so used to lying to people all the time. He doesn't know how to turn it off, even when they're in a private conversation, right? There's no crowd. There was no audience to try and convince them that Knife School was the bad guy. It was just one-on-one, and he kept telling the lies that he knew, that Andrew knew were not true. It's insane. He's insane. Laura Desturin, thank you for the $5. CG fan from 2018. It's crazy to see what it's become. I actually still have Lone Star, Bigfoot Bill, and a handful of smaller comics. Could have been something. Look how you have the comics from people who are no longer part of CG. Ain't that something? Luke, thank you for another $5. My big problem with Nerdrotic is he never uses his platform to promote smaller creators who could use the exposure on 10K live viewers on average.
True.
That's fair.
You weren't working for him, and so
No.
that's complete bullshit. Okay, wow.
Yeah, complete bullshit. Like, this is why, in these sort of latter emails that I wanted you to see, is that's why I sort of reiterate, I don't know you. Like, we're not friends or anything like that. And it was only, about 7 months ago, 7 months ago, 8 months, something like that. I was in Budapest at the time because I've been an old colleague. We've built an animation studio over there. And I've just
has his own animation studio.
Rounded that up. And
everybody who Ethan Van Sciver beefs with actually has shit, right? Like, this guy actually has shit that he does with animation and comics and movies and shit. Eric July has his comics. He's starting to expand into animation and shit. Everybody else already, they're building stuff. The professional who's been like doing this shit for like a decade, he's been building this community. He's in the exact same spot he was at a decade ago. It's crazy.
I've got some books coming out because I love my indie comics, have done all my life. But I've never really heard of Comicsgate or include it because it's not really, is it? It's a tiny little sort of...
There's no books for you to enclose.
Snow globe. With
Right.
Pretty
Van
small
Sciver in the
today.
middle of it.
It's a shell of its former self. It used to be
like, it's an entire community. It's a community about making comic books and talking about comic books, but nobody can name any of the comic books from the movement unless they're from, except Cyberfrog, Rainbow the Brute, and a couple books by people who are no longer part of the Comicsgate community, like Miller or Doug TenNapel.
Something. It actually did. And now it's sad.
And so I sent this blanket email to a whole bunch of people that I know that make comics. And I said, I've got this book, it's super long, and there's a 2-page spread where, I'm not going to get bogged down in details. There's a 2-page spread where there's a whole long line of these sort of glass canisters with creatures in formaldehyde. And I thought it'd be a really cool idea if I can get as many little cameos in there. So I literally sent a little message to him saying, I'm doing this. Would you be interested in sticking a Vespers or whatever it's called as one of the, I think there's like about 80 little cameos in this 2-page spread. Would you be interested in, featuring a Vesper in that? He didn't reply. And then for no reason whatsoever, and this is why I understand now why you lot all say he's fucking mental, is that for no reason whatsoever, 2 weeks later, someone sent me a clip of him saying on his stream, Ripoffverse got in touch with me. I think he wants to work on Cyberfrog and work for me and do some work for me. And it's like, what the fuck are you
like, how do you go from that to that? Like, he wants to work with me on Cyberfrog. Yeah, he wants to join my staff. I think he wants to do a collab. I think maybe, he's thinking maybe we'll do a crossover event or something. Like, it was literally nothing like that. He'll take a crumb of a truth and then he'll make just a whole fucking cake. You just give him like, I don't know, just the smallest thing. He'll make it into a mountain of bullshit. It's incredible.
Talking about? And I just had enough at that point. So
yeah, he smokes crack. This is what crackheads do, right? Like, they just weave the biggest nest of nonsense.
Messaged him, tore the skin off his
this tapestry of BS.
fat bones.
Like, where did that even come from? How do you even get to that point?
And he was really on his back foot. And he was just like, oh, yeah, shit, look, I'm sorry, I don't know how. Tell me how you think I've offended you and whatever. And I said, look, I don't know what your fucking problem is, but I'll give you this one chance. And so he carried.
I love that War Campaign, that former members of War Campaign are now like some of the biggest A-logs of Ethan Van Sciver, right? That's so beautiful to me.
We've been playing the puppet shows and we never really chatted. And again, that was it for ages. Nothing. We're not, like I said, we're not friends. I'm not a part.
Like War Campaign turning on Ethan Van Sciver is like the Groypers just like no longer wanting to associate with Nick Fuentes, and just like they make it their mission to fuck with him. Not just like Jaden, but like the Groypers in general just all abandoned Nick Fuentes, and they all just started calling him a liar, a piece of shit, a grifter, a fed and shit. That's what happened to EVS in War Campaign.
Comicsgate or anything like that. And then, yeah, just ages after, I was rounding up the puppet channel because I just couldn't be bothered with it. Like, I'm sure a lot of people had a laugh.
Oh yeah, this is what happened to Opie and Anthony and their pests. Their pests are just like, man, I used to love these guys, but they're just fucking frauds now.
A bit of a laugh, but I'm not a YouTuber. I don't want to be.
Before it was just Opie. It was just Opie who the pests were against. But then even Anthony, it's like, man, both of these guys are fucking, they're cooked, they're washed.
So I thought, what I'll do, I'll dissolve the channel, sell everything attached to it, and give all the money to the charity.
Okay, hold on. He says something very righteous just now. I'm going to rewind that. Vince12, thank you for $5. EVS is basically Plankton if Mr. Krabs didn't give a single shit about him. Oh shit, that's actually a beautiful analogy, right? Just like, at least Mr. Krabs called Plankton a well, no, actually, now I think about it, Mr. Krabs and Plankton actually were both friends, weren't they? Yeah, but it's like, what if Mr. Krabs is just like, oh, who gives a fuck? Like, you can't even see Plankton most of the time. Like, Plankton tries to steal a Krabby Patty, and he doesn't even bother because he knows that he's not going to be able to repeat the secret formula. He's not going to be able to do that. So, you know, fuck it. I don't know. Take it. Take it, nigga. Just pay for it. In fact, here, pay for it. I'll give you one. Mr. Gladiator, sir, thank you for $1.99. The real joke is how much EVS makes in supers now. Oh, yeah. It's all going down. It's all going down the drain. The amount of money he makes on campaigns, the amount of views he gets on stream, the amount of money he makes on stream. It's all dwindling these days.
Channel, sell everything attached to it, and give all the money to the charity. So I sold off all the puppets. Dan Fraga got in touch.
Dan Fraga.
And he was, I mean, look.
This is very righteous, though. It's like, fuck it. Fuck all this gay internet shit. I just want to save dogs. I just want to save the beagles.
The dude was super polite, and he just wanted to get ahead of it. He just said, listen, man, I've just seen your post. I'm happy to donate to your charity to take that puppet off the board, you know, take it off the playing field. I'm like, okay, cool. So I just sent him it. And yeah, so I made a video. I don't know, it was about 10 minutes long, something like that. Just explaining, you know, the end of the Ripoffverse and me raising money for charity. Sent a blanket email or DM, I think it was, to just fucking hundreds of people. He was included in that sort of blanket email that said, here's this charity video. If you would consider playing it on your stream, I'd be incredibly grateful. If not, don't worry about it. All good. That's it. And again, someone a couple of days later sent me a clip where he's streaming and literally just stops, plays my video, and then at the end of the video, which was, you know, explaining how these dogs in the UK, they get tortured in labs, and I'm raising money with a charity with it.
That's so insane to me. I still, like, I was in shock when he told me that. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean there are fucking labs in the UK dedicated to torturing beagles because, I don't know, to test peanut butter allergies or some shit like that? What do you mean? Why is that a legal thing? When did that ever become a law to begin with? Is that from, like, the Victorian period? Is that a modern law? Why is that a thing there?
I've worked with...
Yo, what's up, Sneed Bass?
For years. Ricky Gervais is a part of it. It's, you know, it's a big deal. And it's, you know, it's quite a... I'm not going to say it's an emotional video, but it's not, you know, wasn't particularly comedy. And as soon as it finished, Ethan just goes, I fucking hate dogs. I fucking hate beagles. And then just carries on streaming. So I'm like, why the fuck would you do that? So I went in on him again in the DMs, had a go at him, told him that, you know, you can't play the puppet videos anymore. You're a fucking prick. Don't ever get in touch with me again and don't contact me again.
See how this is a problem that was completely made by Ethan himself, right? Like EVS himself just completely made this bed he now has to lie in. It never had to go down like this, but of course he just had to fuck around and find out.
And the next day, I reiterated.
Yes, Wiggle, I do occasionally watch your stream.
Reiterated it an email in the morning just to confirm, which is the email that you've just shown tonight. He obviously replied back, well, not if we play nice. I'm like, I don't know you, go fucking die. Like, and that's it. And we've had no communication since. So
okay, so he didn't pay you money for it. Like, he made a donation and you granted him, the privilege of previewing it.
So, yeah, I mean, I think in all these circumstances, he's either not used to being spoken to like that, or he's not delicate.
That was shown during his stream with Jesse for Pod Awful, right? They're in the Pod Awful crossover stream. Yeah, he's not used to somebody who just like talks back to him and just talks down to him and calls him a piece of shit and whatever.
Childish.
Just sees him as a charlatan that he is from the get-go. He's not good at that.
Ego, or both.
Well, both can be true. Usually he expects people to worship the ground that he walks on for any bit of clout that he would hand out. Because he's a 30-year professional, comic book professional that doesn't actually ship out his book.
30 years? Yeah. Would you count?
Oh, I remember. Okay.
8 years.
I remember.
Well, he does. So
See, that's an annoying thing too. Hey, A Brown CBR, thank you for $100. Liam Spurgs out when I spend money on super chats. So here's one for you too. For you, lol. Thank you, buddy. Liam, please don't have a heart attack. Xander Vorkov, thank you for the $10. It's genuinely hard to wrap my head around how petty and retarded the one-sided beef with Eric July is. Not only that, but multiple people are still carrying on with it, all in defense of Vito. Yes, this all did, again, literally all of this is downstream of Vito Gesualdi being jealous of a successful black man. That's literally this interaction right here, Pan and Lord Raptor Jesus on stream with Ripoffverse, all of this is like from a butterfly effect of fucking Vito seething at Eric July for like being a successful black man. He couldn't stand it, right?
So did he didn't have the right to play the puppet videos anymore. You told him, I don't want you to play those anymore.
Yeah, and funny enough.
Wait, what was it? I was reacting to something. I forgot.
Well, he does, so,
Oh, yeah, where he keeps saying, like, a 30-year but it's like, I remember he was on stream, again, going back to the Pod Awful Jesse stream, right? He was asking, how old is Cyberfrog? And then, like, Ethan is like, the comic is, like, 30 years old. It's like, okay. So you only made like 3 issues of the comic in like 3 decades? He's like, well, no, I was working at DC. Okay, well, why do you count all of the other years where you weren't working on Cyberfrog? It's like, it's not a 30-year-old character then, right? If you were only started working on it seriously again after you left the comic book industry after decades, then you can't just go around saying Cyberfrog is over 30 years old. No, it's not, Ethan.
So did he didn't have the right to play the puppet videos anymore. You told him, I don't want you to play those anymore.
Yeah, and funny enough,
since he didn't actually pay for them, he just gave this donation to preview them. Okay, he didn't have the right.
He paid the equivalent of, it would work out in UK pounds, 70.
So here's the thing. Ethan Van Sciver saying that Cyberfrog is over 30 years old is actually like more embarrassing, right? Because you say it like that. It's like, yes, the character, the IP was created that many years ago, but there's barely any content about the IP. There are no arcs, really. There are no sagas. There are no runs. Like, there's nothing. If Ethan Van Sciver would manage to he couldn't make a deal with any producer in Hollywood right now to, like, make a Cyberfrog movie. Like, he couldn't make a Cyberfrog animated series, not even a web series, because there's just not enough content to adapt. Eric July could. Eric July could literally make a Ripoffverse animated series or or iSum movie now, because there's enough content for him to adapt those characters.
£8 or £80, which is about $114 or something like that.
Okay.
And even then, I had to, at the start, he offered, I think it was $50. I'm like, get fucked, mate.
What a cheap motherfucker. Like, this motherfucker's literally a millionaire. I mean, he probably isn't. He probably isn't. I don't know. It's kind of like a quartering situation where, Jeremy definitely makes more money than Ethan Van Sciver. Well, at least Jeremy flaunts his wealth more than Ethan Van Sciver. Anyway, this motherfucker could definitely have given more than $50.
Do it.
Wow.
Like, so it's like, no, you can up that. And he agreed on it because, clearly he makes a lot of it from Super Chats. But I've got, and I don't know, I'll look into this because I was just looking at it earlier on. I was watching your stream. I've got, in DMs, him saying, look, I understand if you don't want me to play the puppet videos anymore. I thought, I'll screenshot that and send it to Raptor just now. And I've got onto my messages, and they've all been deleted up until the point of where we started arguing, like last year. So I don't know whether that's something on my end, but they're all gone. So I'll look into that. But yeah, anything to do with Sven Stoffels or...
Who's this right here? E1337 Neo. He's niggardly. Yes, he is. Ethan Van Sciver is niggardly.
Tina Marcota or Katie did or anything like that. It's just, I don't know. I don't know who's DM.
So is Jeremy Hambley. They're both niggardly niggas. Very surprising considering that they're also both millionaires. They hate spending money on things that they should, but they still have a lot of it, and they waste it on bullshit. It's strange.
Behind the scenes to try and sort of blow some shit my way.
Well, I mean, clearly he activated K. Diddy and Riley to come after yesterday.
Black Lives Matter, Patrice Cullors and everybody who's part of Black Lives Matter, very surprisingly non-niggardly people. They weren't niggardly at all. They love spending money.
Because they were trying to use...
Well, I guess they were niggardly in giving other black people money.
Those what you said as like some damning evidence. It's like that's from months ago. Like, what? There's no threats there. What are you talking about?
It's a terrible message. It's terrifying, isn't it?
Oh, I mean, we had to watch it multiple times. It's like, wait, where's the threat? What do you mean? What?
And what she hadn't shown is that there's messages after that as well. And I didn't block her.
Does EVS overpay his co-host as well? Does he pay his co-host at all? Like, does fucking Shane Davis get any money from Ethan for like coming on stream with him? I'd be surprised. I'm pretty sure it's like a Friday Night Tights thing where you get paid literally with exposure. Like, everybody else just plugs their fucking channel and shit instead of, like, splitting the money 6, 7, 8 ways. Because if they were all getting paid by Ethan Van Sciver, they wouldn't be trying to fucking sell their sketches. They wouldn't be that desperate.
And so, where the law, gentlemen, ends is the second time I had a go at him. I was arguing in DMs. And his first reply was not in the one-to-one DM, thread between us. He started to reply to it in the Clipperverse green room, some big chat room that me, Vito, Dick Masterson, Mint, Riley, Black Angus, Katie, everyone was in. And so he just started to reply to me in that. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? So
know what he was doing. He was gonna try and do the frognosis, right? Because if the frognosis, here's what Ethan Van Sciver's strategy is. If the frognosis can't work in a one-on-one scenario, then he'll try and like do it in front of a crowd with hopes of like frognosising other people who are watching or paying attention. And it really helps that they're friendly to him, right? So they can turn them against you.
Oh, okay.
This is what he did to turn the rest of Comet Skate against Eric July. He used this super area of effect frognosis.
I see. You're trying to bring this argument into a chat group to get everyone to stick up.
Because he used the frognosis to convince everybody in Comet Skate that Eric July was a grifter, even though he literally did nothing. He literally was doing the thing that they've been trying to do, but more efficiently.
For you. And not only that.
Because how is Eric July a grifter for selling comic books that are like mediocre or bad when a lot of Comic Skate also are selling comic books that are mediocre or bad, but they don't even get the comic books to people on time, if ever? I mean, surely that would make him, if he's a grifter, he's less of a grifter. He's like a more efficient grifter at the very least.
He presented the argument in a completely disingenuous way. I went in at him saying, why the fuck are you taking the piss out of my charity video? And he came into this chat group saying, hey, everyone, Ripoffverse is really angry because I won't buy one of his little puppets. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And all of that is on that Substack of the screenshots of the chat group, that sort of demented Jelly Rocket, the guy that talks like that all day long, like he's had a stroke. So all the messages are in.
He's a habitual liar. He can't help it. Well, he can help it. He just chooses, to be a piece of shit. I don't want to take away accountability from him. He's not like Liam Gray, right? Like Liam Gray is also a habitual liar, flippant liar. He lies all the time. But Liam is like actually mentally ill and borderline delusional. He doesn't even know what's going on a lot of the times, right? So when he's lying, he might actually believe the lies. Ethan Van Sciver is purely I'm trying to get over on somebody else type of thing.
And you can see, I'm just saying, constantly saying, what the fuck are you talking about? And he's trying all these different angles and sort of fictional reasons to get people to back him up. And I just thought I'll just let him do it to the point where I have to slap him. So I made a joke about his wife. And that was it. He shat his pants and tried to get me to apologise. Then said something about I shouldn't be criticising his opinion on art because it makes him look like he hasn't got a high caliber experience in art or something like that. It's just something really wanky. And I just said, shut up. And then he exited the green room.
Shut up.
Really wanky. And I just said, shut up.
Just shut up. Shut the fuck up, nigga. It's like, well, you're making fun of me. People are going to think people in the industry, they don't respect me. They're going to think that I don't have a high caliber taste in art. Man, shut the fuck up, the fat fucker.
And then he exited the green room.
Fucking crybaby, shut up.
And as soon as he did that, guess what? Little bitch, Dick Masterson, left the green room at exactly the same time. So he just ran straight after Ethan as well, which is very feminine behaviour. So yeah, I just carried on playing tennis with the retards that were left in that group, and then got bored and left, and that's it. So anything to do with Martina Marcosa is dog shit. I'm really good mates with her husband Jack from England. That's how we know each other. There's definitely no simping going on there. And the stuff with Katie is just really out of context. She put up a video of Sven Stoffels having some sort of fucking meltdown because I commented on one of his bits of art and said this is childish shit.
I think we felt that actually.
Yeah, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And I said, mate, look, it's cool. You put up whatever you want, but just be mindful that some.
I remember there was this time, right? Speaking of this, because I don't have anything against Finn, but I remember there's this one time when Katie did, right? She was talking to like, oh, if you're too sensitive, if you can't handle people talking about you on the internet, you need to leave, right? You can't be around here if you can't handle anything. And it's like, it's just a little bit of ribbing. Again, he doesn't take this shit that seriously because he's not part of comics. Like, he doesn't make his money fucking selling non-existent comics to people, so he doesn't really like care about any of this shit.
There's some clips that he put up.
I will say that Sven is better than like the average. Sven isn't really part of Comicsgate, but he's CG affiliated. I will say he's better than most of them because like he actually finishes his comics before he tries to mostly finish. He follows the iconic comic model of having the comic mostly finished before he ships it, or tries to say that he needs the money for it.
Affect people around you in different ways, so just bear that in mind in the future, because when she put that video up, I lost about 4 Patreon members, and I just thought, oh, that's pretty crap. So I just told her that's it, and she didn't reply. And then it was only later on, after she saw me arguing with Ethan, which was way after, that she started shit posting about me. So I sent her a bunch of messages, said, listen, I've been nothing but polite to you for about 2 years. I don't know why you're shit posting about me, but if you want to start something, cool. And then just left it at that. Nobody's blocked or anything. So it's pretty boring, really, the timeline. There's nothing eventful. It's just more so he's absolutely full of shit. Like, just flat out lies to
well, yeah, clearly. Because when I was hearing all this, man, like I was like, wait a second. Now Evan's trying to set this story up, and the way he's painting it, it don't really sound, because like I was seeing what you was posting on Twitter when all this was. I was
Finn has no comments. What about Butch Killigan? Is Butch Killigan still not out?
The back and forth going on. I'm like, well, wait a minute. He was pretty upfront with it at the very beginning. So like, why do I feel like Ethan's lying on this one? Why do I feel this fat piece of shit is trying to pull one over? And then he goes live and says he's got mountain of receipts about how he paid for the puppet stuff.
Yeah, he's probably just going to say, look, here's the PayPal transactions for every time he sent some money over to preview the Eric July shows, which I had no idea. He'd been absolutely playing to death.
Oh yeah,
pretty unhinged, isn't it? Sort of.
I mean, he said it was 90% of his content was mostly puppets.
Oh wow, that was very unwise. That was very unwise. Let me just make my I understand. Maybe I'm not one to talk, especially I'm doing this stream right here and I'm fucking reacting to a clip of somebody else's stream. But making your content like 90% full of other people's content and it's not even edited or anything, that's not very wise. Not in the long term, right? Not unless you're kind of begging for bad shit to happen.
Oh, that's hilarious, isn't it? Oh well, look, he's just shot himself in the foot now.
Well, yeah, I mean, when he had clear instructions not to play the puppet videos anymore, and he couldn't help himself, just had to play the puppet video, and
yeah. And for content,
come on, Matt. Some people gotta learn the hard way.
A lot of comments about people.
There are lots of people who are like they were very deep in it with EVS, right? Way deeper than Andrew here, right? And they also had to learn the hard way that guy's just a piece of shit, and that Commentsgate is just a cult of people, just this clique of just snakes who will try and fuck you over. And it's not really about comics at all.
Losing their channels, and then Will fucks himself, steps on a landmine, and then
the Commentsgate OGs had to learn this. The people who actually started Commentsgate had to learn this lesson themselves and watch their own movement basically get hijacked and stolen from them.
Loses his channel.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's I might do a little animated skit about that. That'd be fun. But to round up and for context, the stuff that
Mikey, will you ever do a Richard C. Meyer stream? Yes, I will.
Happened the other day.
Not today, but yes, I will.
Was, like I said, we've had no contact in like 6 months, 7 months, something like that. Mm-hmm. I wasn't aware that he'd been continuously playing the puppet videos afterwards. I don't mind. You totally can. Like, he can play them all day long. Makes no odds to me. So yeah, it's complete silence, and then I got a notification in my email that my YouTube channel had been demonetized, and was just like, oh bollocks. Just because I hadn't used it for 6 months.
Yeah,
I was just like, yeah, okay, cool. So I went back in, archived all my stuff, privated it all, checked a bunch of checkboxes, and left it. And then, 2 days later, 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm in bed, and my phone's just with loads of shit. I'm like, what? And they're the messages that you've seen. I'm just like, mate, look, just shut up, fuck off. I'll deal with it in the morning. In the morning, drove the missus to the airport, came back, opened studio, took it off. His channel was up and fine and running again. I think clearly he'd made such a fucking mess in his pants.
Isn't Richard C. Meyer still going crazy? Oh, he's not going crazy. He is crazy. Like, bro was cracked. Bro was like, actually, he went off the wall.
In that short period.
And it's all just, it's a midlife crisis sort of thing, right? Like, here's the thing. There's this thing that, in preparation of the future CG video, I've started reading a certain book that Richard put out himself about like his life, and it explains a lot of things about him, and we'll get to it. If not in the video about CG. I don't know, if I feel like that's too far away, I might just talk about it in a future stream. It's very fascinating. I feel like Richard C. Meyer is now the most fascinating person to ever be still affiliated with Commentsgate at this point.
He had to sort of, I don't know, maybe sort of keep up his wild exclamations by going, oh yeah, and this and that and that. No, man, you just, you just fell off.
The reason why, your boy Zach is still trying to make birthday party clowns the thing, he can't just say grifter, because then that would include him too, right? Like, you can't do that.
On your own sword. You were told not to play videos.
Mm-hmm. You can't just say anti-woke guy, because that was literally his content up until, like, I don't know, a year or two ago. So
I just put a content match thing on it, and the next time you played one, you got an automatic strike. So go eat your own dick, mate.
Seems like they fuck around and found out there. Huh?
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, I don't think I'm really going to get involved in any of that sort of backwards and forwards with Ethan and Katie. Although it would be a dreadful waste of a wonderful opportunity to make a response video to that one that Katie did, wouldn't it?
There's a lot there.
There is, isn't there? Especially with a fucking Xanaxed up fucking ratchet trailer park bitch like that. Yeah, okay,
Trashed.
Cool. Yeah.
The filters don't hide that kind of stuff. It don't work like that.
Is there anything quickly you want to ask me before I disappear?
I mean, I know you're not super familiar with CG. I know you kind of want to step away from it. With you making a statement tonight, I'm just going to let you know, brother, there could be a response from Evan. He's going to get really big upset about this, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. We're about to get to it.
I relish it. I can't wait.
We're about to get to it.
Just to correct you, to step away from CG would imply that I was somehow affiliated with it in the first place. Man, I'm a complete stranger to all of that. I only first heard of it about 2 years ago when he got in touch. Did my homework, checked it out, and thought, no, this is all proper fucking gay. It's like I don't want anything to do with that. So I do interfere with the comic world, but this is the indie comic scene in Europe. France, Belgium, and here in the UK is just this giant behemoth of a monster, and it's healthy, and everyone's happy, and does each other favors and stuff like that. And a lot of it in the US is the same. Just fantastic writers and creators that do really good stuff.
Well, okay, here's my problem with this is that the indie comic, it's not healthy. The American comics industry is not healthy. And I wish that our indie comic scene was bigger, but we really are. I feel like some people say, no, we don't need the big two to die. No, I really do think that fucking Marvel and DC, I don't know, I'm not saying they gotta die, but something has to happen because there's no proper third pillar. The closest any indie company ever came to being that, like as in the last few decades, was Image. And I really wish we had something more like what they have in Europe, especially in France and Belgium, because I don't know, I am a weeb. I like anime. I like manga. I don't like the fact that in America, my native comic industry here just gets completely just dabbed on, squat upon by the manga industry effortlessly. Do you know that Dark Horse, 1% of the books they sell are manga, but like that 1% accounts for like 50% of their total sales for the year? That's how bad it is over here. That shit is like, that's embarrassing to me, bro. It is very tragic, and I wish it was healthier.
And help each other out. And then there's this tiny little fetid fart box in the middle of nowhere of, with Ethan in the middle and just a bunch of sycophants where they kind of just get money off people, spend it, and then pretend they're going to make a comic and then put out some shit. So, yeah, I've got...
Dark Horse publishes Hellsing and Berserk, right?
I don't worry.
For people who are wondering, man, what's that 1%? Just Hellsing, Berserk, and Trigun.
Want anything to do with that?
It should not always be that way, believe it or not. But now it is a shell of its former self, and it's just a grift now.
And they're basically using this thing with you to, take the eyes and the minds off of the late books, so that people won't ask about them. They just need to keep the drama going any way they can, and it looks like...
Yeah, that's basically what it comes down to. So, the response, Ethan Van Sciver, just yesterday, no, not yesterday, day before yesterday, he made a trash cast where he went in on Andrew here on the Ripoffverse. Now, we're not going to watch all this shit because literally just a couple minutes before I was going to go live, Alyssa Clips came and she clipped it herself again. Just came in with the save. Very much appreciated.
Knife school.
So we're going to watch this. And of course, we're going to have to crank it up a little bit because not as bad as Jeremy. I'm not going to lie. I won't say that EVS is as bad as Jeremy, but he's still pretty fucking insufferable to listen to at normal speed. We might have to bump it up higher than this. We'll see. Yeah, so half an hour long, he was kind of seething, I'm not gonna lie. Vince12, thank you for $2. You're a grifter. Yes, and argument over. I mean, yeah, basically. Let's say if the quartering came out and he said that, yeah, I'm a grifter, like today, what would really change for him? Everybody already knows. Surely his fans don't give that much of a fuck because they wouldn't have supported him to begin with. Also, before we go, I just want to show you guys something real quick. I want to show you guys how much of your boy Zach just sees now. So this is a post he made. Let's see. So Eric July, he posts, set a very tame goal for a new venture, and we are halfway there. This is how to build a creative business the Ripoffverse way, right? So it's a little book he was going to make about basically to help other people build their own little creative empires as he has objectively done himself. And here is Comics Matter. You financially exhausted your few remaining fans, and now you expect them to buy a book explaining how you do so? And it's like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about, bro? You've explained, bro. Eric July is still doing well. Eric July, like, he met his goals. Eric July met his goal for, like, the animation studio thing he was trying to do. He met his goal for this. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Bro, he's just like, he see the, hold up, let me show you another one. I got another one, this one right here. Okay, so Eric July, here's the book. How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way. Stan Lee had worked in comics for 39 years. John Buscema had worked in comics for 30 years. Comics and sequential art. Will Eisner had worked in comics for 49 years. How to Build a Creative Business the Ripoffverse Way. Eric July had worked in comics for 4 years. Bro is so mad. He's so mad that it's not him. He wants to be, first off, he's making his own comic. Like your boy Zach is making his own comic. It's called, hold on, let me look it up. Let me see if I can look it up real quick. Comic Book, the Comic Book. So he made his own little comic book, the Comic Book by Splato Comics. Okay, how long have you been in the industry, buddy? How long have you been in the industry? Richard, for you to be making your own little comic book about the comic book industry. I don't know how much of a professional you are. Also, this is AI. This is AI, by the way, right? Eric July, despite all the accusations, doesn't rely on AI to finish his books. So, a lot of it just comes down to it's the same thing, right? The reason why Richard C. Meyer hates Eric July now is the same reason why everybody else in Comicsgate doesn't like Eric July, because he's more successful than them and he makes them look bad. And so they're all seething. This all is all downstream from Vito being the original guy to see that Eric July for being more successful than him. It's a bunch of middle-aged bums who wish that they were further along with this shit, who are just seething at a dude who's doing it better than them, which is always a bad look. Anyway, now we're going to watch Ethan Van Sciver seethe at Ripoffverse for half an hour.
Recently, the subject of a controversy when Ethan Van Sciver's channel was hit with a strike. We all remember that a few days ago. Might have been a week ago. In fact, I think it was a week ago. I think it was Saturday. It was 1 week ago. This channel was hit with a copyright strike, and it went down. The entire channel went down. Like, well, not the whole channel, but I couldn't live stream for 7 days.
He had to catch himself. He was about to lie again. He had to catch himself, like, mid-lie.
Real problem. And it turns out that the guy who struck me was Ripoffverse, who, in my opinion, completely went by. You got to see these messages he sends me. I mean, they are something else, man. This guy is off of his fucking rocker.
Off his rocker. He's insane.
Anyway,
he's crazy.
He's been sending me these messages back and forth like, I've got your entire...
Everybody who Ethan Van Sciver beefs with is insane. They're mentally ill. They're off their rocker. They're grifters. They're liars. He's never done anything to anyone ever.
World in my hands and all this gay shit. And then when people say, hey, there's something wrong with you, he goes, you just believe. You're in a cult that believes what Evan is telling you.
That's true.
Anyway. Man, I love that. I like the idea that there's a cult around me. That would be cool.
That's why you have one, because you do think it's cool, and you do like the fact you just have these fucking sycophants who believe everything that you say and give you money. You love that. Do DR Catchy, thank you for $5. Love your docs and solid stream, Mikey. Looking forward to the next video. I really hope you do a Gamergate doc. Oh, I will.
We got this. The knife school recently subject, blah, blah, blah. They tell him he holds the cards to EVS's downfall. So let me look at this here. Same. I didn't know the guy and had to contact him and tell him off for pretending I worked for him and that he owned my content. This is like super delusional and weird. Then a second telling off when he was fucking my charity fundraising because he was butthurt for the first telling off, of which I simply told him he can't play any of my content and never to contact me. Really simple and clear stuff. No contact for 7 months. He gets told not to use my contact. I need to copyright protect my content. He plays my content anyway. He gets a copyright strike, plays victim, and cries online. Let me see. Huh? What? Someone mentioned taking channels down? How can I help? Says Ripoffverse. All 200 privated plus privated cards. You asked me to openly betray a friend. I cannot. And it was such a great line.
What do you mean your friend? Wait, hold up.
What? Someone mentioned taking channels down? How can I help? Says Ripoffverse. All 200 privated plus privated cards. You asked me to openly betray a friend. I cannot.
Oh, okay. Never mind. He was reading something.
And it was such a great line of dialogue because it's like, you know, you ask me to betray a friend. Is that what he's saying? And I cannot? No. You asked me to openly betray a friend. I cannot. Great, terrific line of dialogue there, which kind of suggests that like we can do things in secrecy that we might not want to do in the public. That's how a lot of YouTube works. And a lot of people reacted.
You would know. You would definitely know.
All I was doing was I just thought that was an interesting line, and I tweeted it out.
Another great thing about people in War Campaign turning on Ethan Van Sciver is that they revealed all the bullshit he would get up to in these little private DM groups, these private chats, these little streams just between them. Well, it's not streams, but you know, FaceTimes or whatever that they would get into. And I don't know, he would be trying to get he would try and get them to do shit. And they would just tell him no, right? They're like, no, what the fuck? We're not going to do that for you.
For fun, because I was drinking.
And like, honestly, Ethan Van Sciver took the whole War Campaign as my personal army thing more seriously than anybody else. The dudes in War Campaign, they didn't take it that seriously.
And you got Knife School here, who is Ripoffverse. He calls himself Knife School now. He says, lol, shut the fuck up. You'd sell your own kids for a few.
Well, maybe Ro did, but Ro is like, I don't know. He's like a fiend. He's like a junkie.
Super chats. Or by the way, Hunter is for sale. We're going to need to hit that.
I think he's clean now,
though. $100 super chat goal in order for Hunter to be up for sale right now. So,
what? Wait, what?
Or by the way, Hunter is for sale. We're going to need to hit that $100 super chat goal. In order for Hunter to be up for sale right now. So, or a picture of Anna that Star Wars Gunt's tits. Anna that Star Wars Gun. Like, she looks good. Like, have you seen Anna like virtually naked this week? She looks good. I mean, I don't know if she has a gunt. And I thought it was peculiar. Like, this is a guy who kind of pretends that like he's aloof from me and all this stuff. And in actual reality, I was aloof from him. I looking back, like,
he's always the reasonable one. He's always the reasonable one in literally every situation.
He was a guy who did a puppet show, and I said, "Those are great. Can I play that puppet show on my show?" And he said, "Sure." And so I played the puppet show on Trashcast, and then I said, "Boy, I'd really like you to make some puppet shows as content for my channel." And he said, "Okay."
No, that's not what happened. You didn't commission the puppet shows. He didn't make anything for you. You borrowed shit that he was already making for fun, right? In exchange for donating like barely any money to a charity.
And we negotiated it. Now, all of those negotiations are gone. Because he used to be called the Ripoffverse on Twitter, on X. And for some reason, he took that whole identity down. He took that, name down. So as much as I would like to show, I don't.
He wanted to move on. He wanted to move on from all of this shit. Really, I shouldn't be calling him Ripoffverse. I should be calling him Knife School.
I don't know if that still exists anywhere. Like, I don't know if he has the ability to reveal that stuff, but I would encourage him to. And I did here. So let me see here. He's excited about being able to take down my channel if he wants, because of 200 plus privated videos. He can't because the videos are private. But like if I unprivated them and put up like the puppet shows, he probably could. But somebody here came up with a pretty good synopsis. He says, I remember him being real loud about how he had nothing to do with the strikes. Those tweets make it sound like it was all on purpose. Yeah, he's backpedaling a little bit. I mean, when we were talking in private, me and Ripoffverse said something. First of all, like, I had respect for him because, you know,
I used to love this guy.
Songs.
I had respect for him.
Hibbity Jibbity.
He and I used to be best friends for real.
And, you know, the rap song that he did. I was like, this is a guy who's got Vasilis Lolos level talent. Like Vasilis.
I said he was the most talented guy. You know, I was in his corner.
Is super talented. Not only is he an artist, and he's a European. Not only is Vasilis Lolos an artist, but like he's somebody who can play musical instruments. So the soundtrack to his trailer was all created by Vasilis. He can play guitar, he can do all that shit, and he can make music. So when I heard like Hibbity Jibbity, I was like, oh my God, like this is really good. I can't believe you know, this guy Ripoffverse is able to play instruments and make this music. And I said, that's amazing. This is really good stuff, and it sounds like a pop hit. It's you know, very good. And then he did the same thing with like what was it, you know, online trolls. Another one. That's amazing. Well, he told me when he was trying to explain to me in our emails, he goes, it might not have been me that even got you struck. Like it could have just been that, you know, the music for online trolls and for Hibbity Jibbity was taken. It was taken from some other kind of open source, like a place where you can.
Is that what he said?
Just buy blank music and then add lyrics to it. You can sing along to it. Like there are tracks, there are backing tracks.
Like, why don't you show like the DMs?
So you didn't even,
was this a record? Was this a call you didn't record? Like, what do you mean? Why do you?
That's not,
this isn't like those other DMs that are apparently just gone. This recently happened. Why don't you like show these?
Even his music, he just bought it, or maybe he didn't pay for it. I don't know how that worked, but it was not his music. So that song where he's like Hibbity Jibbity bullshit and Ebonics, like that was somebody else's music, and he just wrote lyrics over it. And I just went, everyone sucks, man. Like in this world, and like right now, when, you know, I'm doing everything, I am creating art by hand, and the rest of the world, they're using like these digital effects, they're using AI and everything like that. It's
like your boy Zach, like your best friend, like your fucking platonic husband, Richard C. Meyer. He's using AI. He's one of the biggest heroes of AI, one of the biggest proponents of AI, right? And here goes another thing. He's bragging about, oh, I still do it, trad. That's part of the problem, dude. Why don't you switch to fucking digital? I'm sorry, bro. I know you've been drawing on paper and pad like your whole fucking life, like your entire career, but it's 2026 now, grandpa. You got to get with the times. Fucking get yourself a pad, get yourself a stylus. You know, you've been an artist for decades, most of your life. You'll adapt to it in like a year, right? Just like, make this the last comic that you do in like that sort of traditional art style and just start drawing digital. You'll get done with your comics faster, bro.
I believe in people like Vasilis Lolos.
You see, he doesn't want to do it because then he wouldn't be able to like sell the sketches. Because when you're doing it with pen and paper, right, you can sell the sketch afterwards. You can't really do that when you're doing it digitally.
Who can actually create a lot of just substance, a lot of amazingness just from
well, digital art will make him faster. It's not going to make him that much faster because he's the slowest fucking artist on earth. Even when he was working in the industry, he was still notorious for being slow and barely meeting deadlines, sometimes not even meeting them
himself from the wellspring that is his mind. So I was like, so you're telling me that you think that the strike didn't come from you manually striking the channel, but maybe the algorithm somehow picked up, some AI bot picked up the fact that the music that you used was stolen somehow, or that you didn't own it? I said, that's weird. And then that theory got tossed aside too. He's a fucking liar. This guy's a liar. He's a lying piece of shit. Just trying to figure out a way. Like, what kind of wormy bullshit excuse can I, offer to sort of dodge the fact that I manually went in and hit DM.
I love when lolcows just project their own bad habits, their own negative traits onto others. He's just a liar, just a slimy liar, just trying to figure out how he can worm himself out of this situation. Like, what you mean? Like what you do? What you do, EVS? It's like I kind of want to make like maybe this will be in a future RTU video, or maybe I'll just make a stream out of it. But something I've noticed about RTU, he likes to talk about Harmon Smith a lot. And what I think it is he's trying to turn Harmon into his new Phil, right? But he keeps projecting certain things onto Harmon Smith that either are demonstrably untrue or just things that he can't even prove or verify. Like he says that Harmon Smith, he doesn't have a girlfriend. He doesn't have any experience with women, that he doesn't bathe or shower, that he's lying about living on his own or having his own place, right? All these things. And what he's doing, he's just projecting his own insecurities, like the fact that Rich can't get any pussy except for his beluga whale shaped baby mama, the fact that he does still live with his mom and shit like that. All these other things, the fact that he barely showers, that he's just this disgusting obese Italian. He projects all those things onto Harmon, and that's what EVS is doing right here to Andrew.
DMCA struck. False DMCA.
It's like Goebbels, right? Everybody just acts like Goebbels. Just accuse your enemy of what you are doing.
Struck. Your video, because I was butt mad, ass blasted. Yeah, if that were the case, it would have happened way before now. He was just trying to figure out a way, just trying to come up with some kind of an excuse. And by the way, just say that you did it. You know what I mean? Like, I can smell your weakness when you're sitting there going, I didn't do it. It was out of my control. Just say I did it. I wanted to fuck with you, which is what he's saying now.
I agree that IRL art is better than digital. But look, when you're working, when you have to meet deadlines, sometimes you just got to compromise. If he was a faster artist, then I would agree, but he's not. So,
all right. So he said, this is all making it sound like it was on purpose. He says, I was in CG Scumlord. That's Ripa, the great Riley. Now defunct original group chat where EVS and Andy had their major falling out. Even before that, Andy came across as a giant jealous baby, petty and completely psycho. He's worse than Enlightened Fan. That's crazy. Enlightened Fan.
Who the fuck is that?
And is a fucking nut job. I mean, look, we've encountered people. This is.
And here's another thing, right? About all these fucking EVS Cometsgate dick suckers, right? They all accuse the exact same. They all accuse EVS's enemies of doing the exact same thing their Lord and Frog Savior does all the time.
There's definitely a personality type here on the internet that I'd never experienced before. Like, you have you've got Andy, that Ripoffverse, and his behavior. It's the same as Matt Barr's behavior. It's the same as fans' behavior. Like, they're obsessive. They're petulant. They have no boundaries whatsoever about what they say. They're cruel.
Come on, dude.
They're rude. What else would you say? But they go on and on and on. Cluster B personalities. Is that what this is?
Everybody else is mean and cruel and obsessive and a cluster B fuck up, but not me. I'm the only chill guy. EVS thinks he's the only chill guy on the internet. It's all the dudes he gets into all these fights with, which just happens to be everybody who are the problem. Literally everybody else is the problem, not me though. Mr. Bloodia, thank you for $10. Gotta love the fact that two guys at dawn of Cometsgate have both become post-menopausal gossip girls, seething because their friends in competition passes them. Yeah, it'd be like that. But yeah, it's like Matt Barr, it's Ripoffverse, it's Eric July, it's Miller, it's Doug Tenaple, it's everybody. Literally everybody is the problem except for me.
I mean, I don't know. I've never experienced. I'm like, well, what exactly is going on here? What is your problem? Cluster B personalities. Let me look into that. I never really cared for him, but I kept my mouth shut about him in the chat to keep the peace safer at the end when I finally gave him a piece of my mind. He says, I did privately mention to Riley a couple of times before the falling out that I didn't care for.
Another thing, you keep fucking you keep company with somebody like Riley, and then you're going to call anybody else obsessive and like they're fucking crazy or some shit. What do you call Riley then? What do you call branding yourself and just revolving your entire existence around A-logging somebody in real life? What is Riley if not obsessive and crazy and just like cluster B or whatever the fuck? Giga Todd Howard, thank you for $2. He might be more boring than RTU or Quartery. Yeah.
Or trust Andy.
I'm trying a lot, guys. I'm trying to keep things interesting. This motherfucker is Snoozeville.
Because he seemed unhinged. I was reassured that Andy was just playing an over-the-top character. Yeah, when he was like, I'm mother, little children. Like,
see, Ethan Van Sciver is one of these people who you can only talk about him on stream if you're familiar with him and you know exactly what makes him. It's kind of like, see, the thing is, Phil is boring, But Phil has these sorts of quirks that people who barely know anything about Phil, they can watch a DSP stream for a while or watch a certain clip and they'll get it, right? They'll start to quickly understand what makes this dude so trollable, why he has so many detractors. Somebody like Ethan Van Sciver, you don't get it initially, right? Like you don't get, why are there so many people who hate this guy, right? You got to watch my documentary. You got to go deep to finally understand what makes this motherfucker so hateable.
He adopted like this female persona. Hello, I am Mother. It's really fucking weird. I went with what Riley said because he knew the guy way better than me. I still couldn't shake the feeling. How he acts in public is how he acts in private as well. He would go off over the slightest things that weren't even getting worth getting upset over. Small,
you know, isn't that kind of good? How he acts in public is how he acts in private as well. I don't know, isn't that kind of based? If somebody's going to be an asshole in private, it would be better for them to be an asshole in public too, personally.
Disagreements.
That means they keep the same energy. That means they don't switch up.
Any normal, well-adjusted human would just go, okay.
EVS don't know nothing about that. EVS is a complete snake behind the scenes.
And just move on with their lives, would be subjected to long rants from him about how stupid they were for not agreeing with him. That was me with Sven. I had to hit like on that because I was like, yeah, that was Sven Staffel's. Like when he said Sven Staffel sucks, I said, oh, I don't think he does. I think he's really good. You know, he's hitting all the right notes with the cartooning he's doing for Heather Swain. Like he's hitting all the right notes. I'm telling him what to draw, and he's getting it. Like he's getting it. He's.
Don't be a hero, buddy. Mikey, opinions on EVS's DC output. What do you mean, like output in terms of pace? He was slow as fuck. If you mean like output in terms of like the quality of his work while I was there, I think he was pretty good. I don't pretend. Here's my thing. I know that EVS, I can't deny he is technically excellent, right? He is a master of his craft purely from a technical perspective. But I don't like the aesthetic. I don't like the style of his comics, right? It's kind of like, he's kind of like got that super technical style that a lot of the extreme guys, a lot of the extreme artists from the 90s had, but without any of like the punchiness, without any of the style, the kind of like Todd McFarlane or Jim Lee, but he doesn't have like the energy, the punchiness those guys had when they were younger. And I guess it was better when he was younger, right? Like the original, the OG Cyberfrog, that shit I actually do like the style of that. I guess it's a getting older thing, right?
He's able to really convey a lot with his storytelling. He's a fantastic cartoonist. So I'm sitting there telling Ripoffverse, no, I think he's really good. And I think, I trust.
It's really just the thing when you get old, you just lose that stuff. Because I think the same thing with like, I don't know, Oda, the dude who, Eiichiro Oda, the dude who makes One Piece. Technically, he's the most proficient he's ever been in his career. But I do think that the style of One Piece was better in like the early half of its run, right? Like One Piece in like the past decade, even though technically it's better than it was like in like, I don't know, what was it called? East Blue, the East Blue era. I still think East Blue had more soul.
My judgment, and I'm surprised you don't trust my judgment. Big tantrum. Holy shit, that went on and on.
But see, here's the thing. The technical aspect, the EVS being so technical minded is part of the reason why he's always been so slow, because it takes him so long to finish a piece because there's just all these details everywhere, and it's just
on and on about Sven, and Sven is just like, what did I do to this guy? Like, even if like you're critical of him as an artist, like it's like there should be no war between these two. There shouldn't be any kind of a beef or disagreement.
No, Oda does still draw One Piece. This is the reason why a lot of mangaka, a lot of Japanese comic artists, why they end up dying in their fucking 50s and shit, is because they work like fucking slaves. I remember the dude, I forget what his name. Osamu Tezuka, the guy who made Astro Boy and like a gazillion other manga and anime characters, right? One time he was late on a deadline because he was insane and he was like drawing 3 or 4 different manga at the same time, and he was late on like 2 manga and he got one done, but there was another one that he needed to finish. So in order for him to finish it in time, in like 2 days, he only had 2 days to finish the deadline. His editor came to him and he bought him a hotel room and he locked them in the hotel room with some food, and he literally did not let him out until he had the manuscript finished. So this motherfucker literally worked for like 48 hours straight. And according to what he said later in the interview was that he was actually losing his mind. Like he was hallucinating. Like the characters he was drawing were coming alive and they were walking around and talking to him by the time he finished that chapter or some shit. So yeah, he's still drawing. This is why manga artists, why comic artists in Japan, they don't live long, because they really do just like work themselves to death.
Agreement. They're not what you just don't like his work. So he's going to sit there and take abuse from you. Like that's what else? Is there something else going on behind the scenes there? But anyway, yeah, that's what it was. In fact, I think there was something going on behind the scenes. He says any new critically acclaimed movie of the week or piece of pop culture that someone said they saw and liked, Andy would spurg out about how that person was an idiot for saying they liked whatever, and anyone who did should kill themselves.
And here's the thing, right? These guys, they don't have to. Like, Miura, you guys are talking about the guy who made Berserk. He could have quit. He could have just like kept playing Idolmaster or whatever forever, but he really did want to just keep drawing Berserk and drawing manga until the day he died. And I don't know, he got his wish. You can't take them away from it. They do love what they do. They're obsessed with it. And that's why they end up dying. They end up dying in their studios or dying like within the decade that they retire.
And it's that too. When Deadpool and Wolverine came out, Andy talked about going to the London premiere and that he had a good time watching the movie and gave it a decent review. Someone in the chat said what amounted to, "I'm surprised you liked it." Andy responded with a long rant that boils down to, "I never said I liked that movie. How dare you believe that I would like something tripe like that?" You know, if you say you had a good time watching something, that implies that you liked it. If I'm recalling, all right, let me see here, blow this up a little bit. Now, I don't like Vito anymore, but Andy would often go on unprovoked tantrums about how he wished Vito.
Does anybody like Vito anymore? Does anybody in Comicsgate like Vito still? Like, why would you like Vito at this point? He hasn't finished his comic. He's not funny. He was never funny. Even Dick doesn't like Vito. I don't know if Dick ever pretended to like Vito, but I'm pretty sure everybody dislikes Vito.
Who was also in the chat would kill himself whenever Vito would say something, and even randomly at times when Vito had been quiet for days. If I'm recalling correctly, he was actually okay with Vito until Vito turned down his offer to draw Super Killer. This happened to me too. I gotta like this too. I forgot about this until just now. Andy sent me.
If I'm recalling correctly, he was actually okay with Vito until Vito turned down his offer to draw Super Killer. What the fuck? That doesn't even make any fucking sense. What? If I'm recalling correctly, so if I'm making this shit up, why would a dude who is a professional, who has his own animation studio, who was able to make his own Super Killer parody comic in like 4 months, why would he want to fucking work for Vito? Why would he do that, right?
A big long proposal to do a
Like, they all do this. It's not just an Ethan Van Sciver thing. They all do this.
This story. And to me, like,
Frog Tony likes Vito. Okay, I missed one.
It was like,
Frog Tony likes Vito.
He sent me a proposal, and I never read it. Because I was like, dude, you're my puppeteer. You're a guy I'm hiring to do. I don't want to see proposals from you for Cyberfrog. I don't want to see anything like that from you. You are the guy who's making my puppets, and that's it.
No, you're not. No, he was not. He was not the guy making your puppets. Those weren't your puppets. Those were his puppets. And you were just borrowing content that he made that was not being made exclusively for you. What the fuck are you talking about? You weren't commissioning this shit, dude.
I said to him, why
you were not his employer, Ethan. Are you insane?
Sending me proposals to write or draw Cyberfrog. Like, what are you talking about? And he's like, well, it's something else that I've wrote that I thought it could easily transition into a Cyberfrog thing. And he spurred out on me over that too. Yeah, like that's the thing. He offered, he's like, I would like you to consider, doing this as a Cyberfrog thing. And I was like, and why would I want your warmed over, like recycled thing that you would sort of.
Yo, Ripoffverse. I didn't give Ethan a big long proposal to do a Cyberfrog spinoff at all. Of course you didn't. Why the fuck would you do that?
Into something for
that doesn't even make any sense.
Cyberfrog. It just, no thank you. Just no thank you. Yeah, I know this. He's an extra in movies, in big movies. Yeah, not an extra. He's a stuntman. Or he was a stunt. Yeah, or he's an extra. Who knows? Let me see. So, if I'm recalling correctly, okay, so he offered to draw Super Killer. I didn't know that. When Andy would have a meltdown over
What the all right, look, Ripoffverse. Did you offer to draw Super Killer? Just go ahead and fucking tell us, right? Because what is this bullshit? That doesn't even make any sense. You offered to draw like another person's for why? What would you get out of working for fucking Vito? Gator1411, thank you for $4.99. My boy Spaz Kid in 3D once stayed up for 2.5 days to animate Sanity Not Included and said he was seeing the Multipin he drew in Flash. Yeah, it'd be like that, bro. When you're really passionate and you're trying to finish a product. I've had times like that when I'm like trying to finish a video and I can't go to sleep because it's like, well, fuck, I said I was meeting, especially my dumbass, because I'll say I'll meet something by a certain deadline, even though nobody's holding me to a deadline except for me. And then I'm like, well, I can't be any later with finishing this. So I've been through times like that. Dave7244, thank you for £2. EVS, Ricada, etc. all lie as easily as they breathe. Yeah, I don't know what their problem is.
Vito, and Vito would respond. I often found myself supporting Vito because despite his own issues, Vito came across as the more stable one. That's crazy. Every response from Vito would amount to paragraphs from Andy that were just longhand for, I hate you, go kill yourself. Again, I don't like Vito anymore. But
Andrew was Tom Hanks' stunt double in Philadelphia? For real?
I don't want him or anyone I dislike to die. That's just childish and psychotic. Andy would flip out if anyone mentioned the talented Sven Stoffels. He'd rant in a way that came across as jealous about how Sven is a hack and his art is garbage. He'd get mad if anyone said they were supporting Sven or bought his stuff. EVS randomly asked the chat a few days before the falling out what we thought of Sven's work. That's because he was harassing me in private about it.
What?
The chat was overwhelmingly positive, save for Andy, who went on a rant about it. He complained that EVS did something similar in a CG chat after learning that Andy didn't like Sven. I understood immediately the point EVS was making, even if it was unintentional. It was to show how jealous Andy was of Sven.
All right, look, bro, you're saying all this shit. You're spilling all this spaghetti. You ain't showing a single receipt. This is what I hate about these fucking Commentsgate people. They say all this shit, but then they never show the juice. They never show the receipts, bro.
The final falling out with
like, give me a screenshot or something. Give me like a recording or something.
EVS seemed over a lot of things rather than just the lack of support of the Beagle charity. I still remember somebody making a joke in the chat and EVS saying that's funny, followed immediately by Andy saying, I think your wife's Parkinson's is funny. Is there more to this? Yeah, Comicsgate Drama says, I remember seeing this post. Andy then got upset when EVS and most of the chat clapped back about how that wasn't a cool move. And Andy started ranting about the charity, that he was mad, that EVS didn't give him enough exposure. Did he do this? I didn't see any of this.
What? Dude. Like, oh my God, man. It's like this entire story, this entire narrative is about, oh, Ripoffverse. He was obsessed, man. He was so angry at Ethan, and he was so angry at Sven, and he was so angry at Vito, and he wanted us to work with him and give him, like, you know, some crumbs, and he wanted us to give him clout and all this other shit. Yeah, he was insane, guys.
I just suspected this is what was going on, and just seemed generally upset that EVS wasn't interested in working with him. Before he left the chat, he did try to make amends with everyone in the chat. There wasn't even.
It's all bullshit, Ripoffverse? Yeah, I thought so.
But it was under the terms that we can only.
Because where are the receipts? Look, dude, just give me one receipt. See, if you would say all this shit, if you were to give one receipt and then say all this shit, a lot of it would still be unsubstantiated. But at least the one receipt would give the rest of it credibility. When you just say, I heard, well, if I can recall, well, I kind of remember, well, that just leads me to think that you're making it all up, especially because your community has a lot of people, including this guy, the dude at the top of the pile in your community. You guys all have a reputation of just making up bullshit about anybody you don't like at the moment, right? Like your CG itself is just revolves around them being detractors and making up shit about Eric July. So why would I believe this story and you don't like give me any receipts that is true at all? Stunner 9005, thank you for $1.99. Where's my fraud comic, Ethan? That's the question. Whenever Ethan says anything, whenever EVS says a fucking thing, you should always, your first response to him should be, where's the fraud comic, bro? Don't say shit to me until you finish the fraud comic, dude.
Be friendly if we all 100% agreed with him all the time.
That's what I say. Whenever I hear Vito say anything about Eric July, I'm like, hey, Vito, where's Super Killer at? Here's what you do. Get out Super Killer, and then you can talk, okay, dude?
I'm convinced his wife stays with him because either she's just as crazy or she's scared of him. Guy is unhinged. That is crazy right there. Look at this. You need a lot of help, Jezilla. Not a word of any of the above is true. See, that's something else.
Yes, war campaign does come with the evidence.
Like when somebody shows up and gaslights you on this level. First of all, everything Jezilla said.
Oh, you know a whole lot about gaslighting, don't you?
There was true. I witnessed it.
Wait, what?
You on this level. First of all, everything Jezilla said up there was true. I witnessed it.
All of this is true. All of this is true, guys, because I saw it. Now, I don't have a receipt. I don't have a screenshot. I don't have any DMs. I have no recordings. I have literally nothing to substantiate the claim that I'm making. But look, you know, because I'm the most truthful motherfucker on the internet, that if I say I saw something, that means that it's true.
And when somebody shows up with this level of gaslighting, you need a lot of help. Not a word of any of the above is true. You've posted about 10 long novels in this thread. Are you okay? Are you on medication? Folks, that's called gaslighting. That's amazing. That is absolutely incredible. Like, what gaslighting is, people use the word gaslighting all the time.
He's going to explain what gaslighting is to us because he's an expert at it.
Gaslighting is when an abuser comes forward and tries to make you feel crazy about something that you know is the truth.
How can he do this? How can he do this? How can he like literally just say shit like this with a straight face? How can he literally just say the thing that he does all the time? He's doing it right now. He's doing it to his audience right now, the thing he just explained. And now he's going to continue on like he's not gaslighting us.
That's what gaslighting is. So him sitting there going, are you on medication? Are you insane? Like literally none of that happened. Yeah, so sorry for the novel, says Jezilla Rocketeer. And then
crazy how all these people just turned on EVS, and it's never anything he did. It's never his fault. Everybody else is lying. Everybody else is a gaslighter. Everybody else is crazy. Everybody else is an abuser. Everybody else is obsessed. Everybody else is jealous. Everybody else is clout hungry. EVS ain't doing nothing but chilling and finishing his books that are all late for some reason.
He says, no, that was an interesting read. Others,
he never does anything, bro. Why has everybody got beef with EVS?
Might want a bit more background as well. I've witnessed some of it. So even Comics Gate Drama says, I witnessed some of it. So, okay. So some of it was witnessed by Comics Gate Drama, who everyone will agree is, you know, an impartial observer, you know.
Would we?
Like, even Knife.
You know, I would say so.
School here, Andy, he said that, like, you know, oh yeah, like,
honestly, I don't even believe in impartial observers. Like, really, just come with the receipts. Just document some shit. And so, you know, whatever, bro. So long as bro just stays good with the receipts, who gives a fuck? You can be, here's my opinion. You can be as biased as you want so long as the receipts you present back up your case, right? Fuck being neutral, right? What does the evidence say? Does the evidence, like, go along with your narrative? Okay, well, then your narrative is correct.
Drama, how do you do it? How do you remain so, you know, sort of impartial? So he's saying, I witnessed some of it.
It's like there are some people, they'll watch my documentaries and they're like, you aren't non-biased. You aren't neutral. You're partisan. You make fun of the people who you talk about your documentaries. You aren't really fucking neutral about shit. So, who gives a fuck? I'm not neutral about Nick Fuentes. I say he's a piece of shit, and I presented you with 3 hours worth of evidence that he's a piece of shit. Who cares? I gotta be neutral to the motherfucker for. I gotta give him a fair chance. Fuck that nigga.
And then Knife School down below is saying none of that happened. So, So there you go. There's this. Jezilla says, I recalled to the best of my abilities. I'm going.
Yeah, exactly, Trevor Zero. Of course, I'm biased. I'm right. Why would I try and pretend like my perspective isn't the correct one when all of the evidence I have supports my perspective? It doesn't make any sense.
I'm not going to out others who are in the chat, but if they see this and want to back me up or tell their stories, I hope they go for it.
Wait, hold on. What was that again?
Jezilla says, I recalled to the best of my abilities. I'm not going to out others who are in the chat, but if they see this and want to back me up or tell their stories, I hope they go for it.
Okay, they want to back me up.
Here he is again, spam.
Now they want to disagree with me.
Says Andy. This guy's just like a psycho, trying to be a bully.
He's a psycho just for like posting a reaction meme calling you a crybaby?
Hi, Jezilla, he says. My name is not Andy. Your name literally is Andy. I like how he's upset at being called Andy. I think he should be called Andy. I think his name is fucking Andy. By the way, do you guys understand, like, you guys know Somebody said nobody is going to understand Andy, Ethan. How many of you in the chat understand what that's a...
How are you going to call somebody else a bully and then you call them a faggot? Like, what is that?
Reference to, I mean, I know you might have to...
This guy's a bully, just making that Spider-Man reaction gif. By the way, he's a giant faggot.
Be 100 years old to know that, but I think it's like appropriate because it was based off an older... Yo, that's Gaslight, yeah. Raggedy Andy. Okay, yeah. All right, hold on a second. Hi, Jusilla. My name is not Andy, and none of the above is true. Looks like you're farming for pats on the head. Can you believe this shit? Then, after saying his name is not Andy, he calls me Evan Von Scammer. So, by the way, as soon as you see that somebody is calling me Evan, which is a very strange thing.
I have yet to see a single person on the internet who calls Ethan Van Sciver Evan who did not immediately speak facts about this man. Literally everybody. If you see somebody on the internet call Ethan Van Sciver Evan, they probably know more about Ethan Van Sciver than anybody in Comicsgate does.
Evan came from a tranny back in the SJW Marvel days, called me Evan and said it takes away his power when you call him Evan. Like, I guess when you call me Ethan, it makes me powerful, but when you call me Evan, it takes away my power. And I just said, trannies are fucking crazy. Like, that is an insane, but okay, yeah, Evan.
The fact that you just gave that little backstory, right? The fact that you just responded to that just now just proves that that tranny was right. And that it does bother you. It does bother you. To this day, it still bothers you when people call you Evan.
Well, War Campaign and people like that.
Way to keep it up. Way to encourage people to keep calling you Evan forever, bro.
A whole group of anti-comic skaters started picking up the Evan thing, which, I mean, truly does not bother me. It's okay. You can call me Evan if you'd like to. My name is Ethan Van.
They will.
Sciver. My initials are Evan Sciver. I've been called. I would go as an alternate. If I had to come up with like a fake name, I'd go by Evan Sciver, I think. That just makes sense. So I like it. It's not an embarrassing name. The Von Scammer part is, though, what do you mean, Von Scammer? He goes, Evan Von Scammer and I were never friends. We're never friends. He thinks that I'm telling people that he and I were friends.
You are.
No, I'm not. Andy, I'm not saying...
Even worse, you're also saying that he was like your fucking employee, like you worked for him. Like, no, he didn't.
We were friends.
No, that he worked for you. That was not the case.
I'm saying we were friendly enough that you used to send me these long... And I think I downloaded one of them.
Melon Kush, YouTube doesn't even let you say black? That's crazy. Dude, I have moderation turned off. How the fuck? I gotta look some shit up. There's no way. There's gotta be something about my chat. Because I be looking at other people's chat and dudes be going wild. You guys can't even say black in chat? It's Black History Month. How are you guys gonna celebrate the most important month of the year? You can't even say black.
So we can take a look at it. I gotta find it.
Oh, you can? All right, never mind.
But you would send me these long fucking videos where you're walking around.
All right, I take that back there. Excuse me.
And talking to me with your iPhone, walking around town. And I go, what is this? What is this guy's problem? Like, he has very little respect for my time. Either that or he really wants to be my friend. Like, one of the two. He either really, like, if you sat there, if you walked around, wait, didn't you send Andy long handwritten letters? No, I never did. That's a good question, Well Read, because if I did do that, that would imply that, you know, I was his friend or I wanted to be his friend or something like that. Never did. I would text him back.
If you don't send somebody letters, that doesn't mean that you're their friend or you're trying to be their friend.
I'd go, that's cool. Yeah, good job. When he made a good puppet show, I would write him, that was fucking hilarious. Very good work. But most of the time, he would send me these, like Mindy Wheeler style, like long messages. And I would go, okay, thanks, gotcha, cool. Okay, yep, perfect. Let's do that. Those would be my responses to Andy Marshall. And by the way, like, you know, again, I would love to be able to prove that too. I would love to be able to prove that too. But I can't because he took down his original Twitter account. Like his Twitter account where we did all the negotiation, all the talking, where he sent me all the videos. That's gone. He took that down. So now he's got Knife School. And I looked and we've never exchanged any private messages.
Knife School, by the way, that's his comic brand. What's it called? Comic... What do you call it? Shit, I forgot what it was called. It was the thing you have... Anyway, it's the thing that he's using under his new comic publishing name or some shit like that, his brand or whatever. That's what Knife School is. So that's why that's what he's using, because he's advertising his future comics and also the name that other people will be publishing his comics under.
On Twitter with his Knife School account. We have not exchanged any messages. Anyway.
Imprint. Yes, Knife School is his imprint.
We're never friends or connected in the first place. That's just something he tried to grandstand about when my puppet video previews he played were popular on his channel. Man, that is delusional. Boy, I know this guy. He was like an extra in a bunch of films in Hollywood.
Is Wife School meant to be an own to Knife School? It's so boomer coded? Yeah, I guess so. Like, Suck-Off-Verse, okay, you're calling him gay. He sucks dick, you know. You also allegedly suck dick, you know. But Wife School, I don't know. Like, I have a wife?
That's so cool. And now he's making me puppet.
He does have a wife, by the way. So I don't know. Oh, no. I have a wife. I go to Wife School.
Videos for $150.
I'm married. I'm happily married. Oh, no.
$50 a piece. I give him $150. And by the way, he wants that $150. Let me tell you something. He's like, where's that $150 for my puppet video? You got it. Here it is. We were never connected. He says, I don't know what connected means. By an umbilical cord? Like, I'm not sure what exactly you're implying. Like, what define connection?
This is the most disingenuous motherfucker on the internet, bro. I swear, he plays dumb all the time, right? He just lies his ass off, gaslights everyone. He's never not gaslighting, bro. Just full of gas. That's what his stomach is. He's not even fat for real. He's just full of fucking gas because he's gaslighting everybody all the time, always. It's insane, dude. Imagine playing this dumb this constantly, dude. It's crazy.
You know what I mean? Define connected.
And his audience just lets him get away with it. These motherfuckers actually believe him. It's like, you guys are all watching this, right? And you're like, there's no way. There's no way anybody would buy this. Yes, they do. There are people who give this fat motherfucker money and they believe everything that comes out of his fat motherfucking mouth. Is crazy.
I have tax documents related to money that I gave you. I played your videos on my live stream. Other than that, no, I agree. I am not connected with you, you fucking weirdo. But you did do work for me, and that's just reality.
He did not do work for you. There is a difference between you like borrowing some... Look, bro, there are people who've reacted to my videos. There are people who react to my videos, and then they're like, hey, that's pretty cool. And then they're like, I don't know, give me super thanks or super chat in the comments, or they'll show up in a stream and they'll give me money. That does not mean I work for them, right? Just because they... And again, I say this all the time. You can react to whatever the fuck you want. You can freeboot my shit. I don't care, right? But there are people who do this. This does not mean that I work for them now. That's not how that works, Ethan.
You still can't deal with that either. The reason I had to take him to task, he said, take me to task, 1-to-1, not in a group chat weeks beforehand, is absolutely nothing to do with the slop you've just gone on a demented rant about. You just said that, like, that didn't happen anyway. Now you're saying that it's slop, and it had nothing to do with that, which you're kind of acknowledging. That's real.
Melon Kush, are you calling me a whiny leftist, bro?
Real. There's no...
I think you might be lost, brother.
Way you could possibly know, you clown. Do you have access to my email account? No. This is what I'm talking about right here. I'll happily be releasing every single DM and email communication between myself and that weird Ethan guy that he's obsessed with now. So Mr. CG Drama here and everyone else in the corner of the internet will soon see the actual real factors that transpired. Holy shit. If you know anything about me.
Oh, hold up. This is my favorite part. I saw this, right? Like, here's the thing. I knew, I had a feeling I might end up watching this on stream. But so I clicked the stream while it was going on, and I fell on this part specifically. And just from this part we're about to watch, I knew not only was I going to watch this, but this is probably going to go in a future video.
I'm here and everyone else in the corner of the internet will soon see the actual real factors that transpired. Holy shit. If you know anything about me, you know that I love this. This is what I like. I like openness. I like honesty. I like the facts being out there. I love receipts.
I love honesty. I love the facts being out there. I love receipts. He loves them, guys. He loves it when people just brings the receipts to him, guys. He loves it. It's what he lives for. He lives for people to tell him the truth.
But
you remember that one moment? You guys remember that the one moment when like the most truth-telling shit ever happened to him ever?
He did eventually end up getting attention from Ethan, but not the type he wanted. It was during a big stream in July of 2018 that Ethan and Tim talked to each other for the first time. Before they could exchange words, Ethan was doing what he did best, blabbering.
I'm not the leader of Comicsgate. When I say that's not what I want, that doesn't mean that's how it's going to be. Somebody just asked me my opinion about it.
Hear that? Uncle Ethan's not the Kang of Comicsgate. We know he's not because he keeps telling us. And you can take Uncle E at his word, which is exactly what Tim Lim did.
I know where Captain Cummings is coming from because of an exchange. I found out about it the day after it happened, and it was transmitted to me by several people, and they wanted my opinion on it. So I have the transcript right here, and I'd like to read it to you.
He brought the transcript. Oh, did you love that, Ethan? Did you love that when he came to you, when Tim Lim came with literally the transcript from your own stream? He printed it out just so he could read it verbatim back to you.
Ethan so much at his word that he brought the transcript of a previous stream and repeated Ethan's words back to him verbatim.
And this is what it says. I said to Zach, and I said to all of them, quote, stop making these Trump comics. Stop. I think Chuck is working on some Trump in space book. Look, it's not 2016 anymore. Where Captain Cummings is coming from is that statement of, I said to all of them. And that's not true.
Right, because, okay.
He revealed...
That's not true. That's not true. You lied. Why did you say you talked to me? No, you didn't. This is the first time we've ever talked to each other. What the fuck are you talking about? He brought the receipt, but he loves it, guys. He loves honesty. He loves the facts being out there, and he loves receipts.
I love receipts. When I have receipts.
This is going in the future Comicsgate video. Absolutely. This might actually be the clip that I start the video off with. It's so good, bro. It's like, the year just started. This is already my favorite Ethan Van Sciver clip of 2026. He will not say anything better than this all year. I swear he won't.
Receipts. I give receipts. I do not have receipts for this. I'm gonna scramble and look for some of the videos that he sent me. I don't know if I still have them. I must, because I had to download them. I was like, you're making me download these fucking videos. Like it's one thing to just send me like a 2-second. You want to send me an audio clip? You send me all these audio clips. Stop sending me audio clips of you talking. I don't want to hear you. Just say your puppet show is on the way.
Stop sending me receipts.
That's all I wanted. All I wanted.
I love receipts, but stop sending them to me. I don't want them.
I need a puppet show. Ripoffverse. You see what Yellow Flash did? I need a puppet show about that. Okay, Ethan, I think I got something. I'm working on 2 puppet shows right now, Ethan. You're going to love them. Oh, really? I can't wait until you see them. Okay, send them to me as soon as you got them. Here's a sample of the puppet show.
Look, bro, this is not how this shit was going down. You were not like, okay, I'm going to need those. I'm going to need those puppet shows, just whippy, snappy, bro. Like, that's not what was going on, right? You weren't ordering this shit. You weren't commissioning it. You weren't his patron, bro.
Show that I'm working on for you.
Just delusional.
Oh, wow, that looks great. Cool. Yeah, finish it so I can play it this weekend. Tons of communications like that. I would love to see. Please release those. And we'll see, again, like Yellow Flash. Oh, Ethan was like sucking my dick to get on my show. I will show you exactly what goes on behind the scenes with these cluster B, thank you, psychopaths.
Will you? I mean, I would love that. I would love to have an Ethan Van Sciver. I would love to have a fucking Comic Pro Secrets receipt stream. That would be awesome. Uncle E could just show us all of those DMs and recordings and shit that I'm sure that he has, because there's no way he would lie about this. There's no way that the fucking human sunbeam would lie about having receipts that don't exist. There's no way he would do that.
Who show up on this scene, desperate, looking for attention, and just become ass-blasted, really fucking psychotic retards, and they all end up in a corner together. I mean, if this guy were who he says he was, we'd never hear from him again. But no, we will hear from him for years, I promise you.
Why is it so hard to believe that somebody could, like, be doing good in life and then also, like, occasionally engage in, like, dumb internet shit? I mean, that's what Keemstar does. That's what shit. There are people who like make entire business models off of shit like that. Technically,
I'll happily be.
There are like tons of streamers, which is like millionaires off of like getting involved in dumb internet shit from time to time.
Releasing every single.
It's fun. People don't want to admit it. I was going to tell you straight up. This shit is fun. This shit is very fun. It's not healthy to make it your entire life. It's definitely not healthy to like make it your business model like some people do, but it is fun to like dip your toes in the muck from time to time.
DM, please do. I don't know like how that works. Do you still have?
You got to remember to leave though. You got to remember to fucking get out of the sewer and fucking take a shower when you get home.
Ripoffverse, I'm actually asking you to please do this. You can release. I have the.
You stay in the sewer for too long, you're gonna end up becoming a fucking mutant, just wandering around like Swamp Thing or Killer Croc or some shit like that.
Emails. I can release the emails, but they're Matt Barr style, like cruel, psychotic, like fuck you. If you fuck with me, I'm gonna fuck. Like it's that kind of shit. I'll show you that if you'd like to see it, but it won't prove anything except that this guy's a psychopath. What I would like to show is our work communications.
What?
Show that stuff.
So wait, you won't? Okay.
Won't prove anything except that this guy, I'm gonna fuck. Like it's that kind of shit. I'll show you that if you'd like to see it, but it won't prove anything except that this guy's a psychopath.
Okay, so that means you're not gonna show. Already, he gives the excuse for why he won't show the thing that would make the most sense for him to show. I'm not gonna show you guys that because it won't prove anything. But I will show you this little bullshit that won't prove anything, right?
Like to show is I would like to show our work communications. Show that stuff. That would be good.
Ethan loves Matt Barr. He does. He loves all of his detractors, really.
Happily. He says, I'll happily be releasing everything.
I mean, he keeps tuning into my streams. Like, from time to time, he'll just show up here. I don't know why.
Every single DM. Okay.
Every time he shows up here, he ends up getting bullied by chat. I don't know why he subjects himself to that, but he wants to.
You need to do.
You can just watch the stream, bro. I don't know why you would fucking enter chat and think you're not going to get mobbed on.
That. And by the way, I'll happily, I like that word there. I'll be happily releasing. You have to do that. And then this. Every single DM. Now, the email communications are you being a psycho and threatening me. I have those. I do not have the DMs. I would like everyone to read the DMs because that will prove what it is that I'm saying versus what you're saying and what Jedzilla just said. Here's Mr. Kenny. Why do you make so many enemies?
That's a very good question, Mr. Kenny. Why does he make so many enemies? I wonder why more Comicsgate people don't ask themselves that question. Why does EVS, he's the greatest guy, why do so many people dislike him? How come every other month there's another drama arc where he's just getting into like this big fight with somebody else? It's Eric July, it's Ripoffverse, it's Matt Barr, it's Panboy, it's all these former people he used to be cool with. There was that time he got into it on Nick Ricada's stream with Doug Tenaple. Why do so many people like not like him?
Mr. Kenny, I swear to God, I wish I knew.
It's a mystery. Even he doesn't know. He doesn't get it. Man, I wish I knew. Like, there's just a lot of crazy, obsessive people out here. I don't know. They just don't fuck with me. I don't know.
But you know what I think it is? First of all, it's my personality. I think I infuriate some people.
Okay, so he kind of knows.
But also, look at where we are. Look at where we are right now. Look at the corner of the world that we've been shoved into via cancel culture.
Bro, if you don't fucking stop, dude. Cancel culture. Look at where we are because we've been canceled so hard. First off, I went over this in my documentary. Ethan Van Sciver was not fucking canceled. He most likely was not canceled out of the Comicsgate industry. He left because his contract came up. And the reason why they let him go was probably most likely because a combination of him being very slow and also being an asshole. He was not canceled. That is not the reason why he went to CG. He went to CG because he was no longer working in the industry and he saw how much money that people were starting to make off these internet campaigns. And he's like, damn, I'm better than most of these motherfuckers. Let me get a slice of that. And, you know, he ended up becoming a millionaire off of it. That's the actual story. None of this is cancel culture, bro.
People who are in similar straits, who used to be but or never were, who want to be, but can't. You know, we're with these people now. This is hell. This is what hell is.
Oh, he's in hell. They're literally saying Comicsgate is hell. Let's hear that again.
Culture. We're with people who are in similar straits, who used to be but or never were, who want to be, but can't. You know, we're with these people now. This is hell. This is what hell is.
He's in hell. Ethan Van Sciver just admitted that he lives in hell. Comicsgate is hell. This corner of the internet is hell, right? He's suffering. Ethan Van Sciver just admitted that he's in hell and that he's suffering. Wow.
How do you find somebody like this? And then he says, all right, so Mr. CG Drama here, anyone else will soon see the actual real factors that transpired. Your insane essays above are going to look pretty stupid. All right. Again, this has to be followed through on. You can't say this and then not do it. You have to actually do it now.
Why do you keep doing this, dude? Every single time. Okay, again, every single time that ever since this little feud started, every time that EVS has egged this motherfucker on, it got worse, right? You've lost like 7 million views, right? You've lost all of your wonderful Eric July puppet videos, right? You've looked like a fucking idiot. You should stop, bro. Just throw in the towel. It's not even worth it, right? You guys have said, Katie, what the dogs did, she already said that nobody cares about this guy. Well, you should like live by that and not care about him. Just forget about him.
Release the DMs. Release all of the ripoff. And I'll know if they're fake. I'll know if they're edited or redacted. I'll know. I'll recognize them. I'll acknowledge them if they're real.
Don't be mad. Look, EVS, you said it. So don't be mad if any DMs end up in a future video I do on you. Right? Don't be, you told them release the DMs, right? So if one of those DMs, some of those DMs just end up in a future video, don't say shit. You're the one who said, hey, come on, bro. Come on, show me that you're really built like that.
Yeah, like
you're the one who wanted the smoke, brother.
You can't just say stuff like this and then not do it. Comicsgate Drama says anything that adds insight is always welcome. The people decide. Bless you, Mr. Drama. Thank you for your work. So you're acknowledging that Comicsgate Drama. Look at this. This is like, thank you for your work. He saw you behaving this way. He just said that. Is he lying too? Is Comicsgate Drama lying too? He said that he saw you behaving this way. He said, I saw some of that. I witnessed some of that. But you said that all of it was a lie. Thank you for the acknowledgement. I try to keep everyone on equal footing as best as I can. You'd be surprised how much blowback I get behind the scenes. Is that last sentence a euphemism? So a euphemism is when
Thank you, Mr. Dictionary. Thank you, Dictionary Von Sciver, just explaining all of these words.
Somebody gets hit by a truck and they're mangled all over the street, and you say, "Oh yeah, they went to heaven." Or they went to heaven. It's a euphemism is when you make something that's horrible, like something that would be, you make it sound lighter than what it actually. That's what a euphemism is. You mean double entendre. You fucking retard. All right.
Hand over heart, Ripoffverse puppets were the only entertaining stuff from CG Camp in the last 5 years for me. Them and Mr. Yono Fui's music videos. Same. I'll admit this. When I saw the Ripoffverse, the Eric July puppet shit, I did think that shit was kind of like creative and kind of funny. I thought, well, hey, man, they're really putting some effort into this shit, right? Riley was doing his rap shit, right? Like he was trying to make a rap career off of dunking on Eric July, but he shit, right? This was actually the Ripoffverse puppet shit. That shit actually was creative, right? That was some creative detractor type shit. So to know that he wasn't even like, passionate Eric July hater, and he was just making the puppets along with other type of puppets, and he wasn't even like formally a part of Comicsgate and shit like that. I don't know. That's kind of disappointing to know.
So here we go. Baby Andy came to play.
Like your top guy wasn't even one of your top guys. That's crazy.
No, I just posted a short singular tweet. You posted novel after novel of unhinged crash out material, none of which is true. Are you okay, sweetheart? Thank you for calling me Ethan. You desperate for Ethan points again? Ha 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 ha. So by the way,
and they can't even show him anymore. They can't even show. Nobody from Comicsgate is ever going to show any of this puppet shit ever again now. So, you know, it's gone.
Like anyone who tells the truth about these guys is desperate for my attention. But hey, Gasilla, good news. You got my attention. Great job. I appreciate it. All I want is the truth. Just to tell the truth out there. There are so many fucking liars and just people that I would consider to be bad actors who are behaving in a bad actorly way. And Andy Scott Marshall is definitely a bad actor, or else he would have actually played a part in a movie, not just a background character.
Okay. So, wait, what was this last one? Oh, no, let me see.
Definitely a bad actor, or else behaving in a bad actorly way. And Andy Scott Marshall is definitely a bad actor, or else he would have actually played a part in a movie, not just a background character. Knife School.
Anyway, so I don't know. He kind of goes, he's a delusional old man, And he's not even a good liar. This is why I don't understand why he's able to convince everybody of his bullshit. Anyway, that was a bit of a short stream today. I wanted to cover all that because I find it very, very, very fucking interesting, right? How things have turned out for Comicsgate in like well, I've been paying a lot of attention to Comicsgate recently. And there's been a lot of fun shenanigans going on over there in general. So seeing this, we just got started. The year just got started. And already we got all these we got a major feud that cost Ethan Van Sciver over 7 million views. And that's a biggie, right? That's going to affect his algorithm. It's going to affect that his algorithmic standing on YouTube. It really will. Just putting in where the playlist is. This VOD is going to go there as well. And, hold up. One more time. Let's all go. The Social Blade and shit. Oh, I didn't even notice that. He's got a D grade now. You know how dire shit's gotta be for your channel to not just have a C-, but a D? Oh man. So yeah, that's how things are looking over there. Now he says he's gonna edit those videos and then he's gonna repost them, which might also be bad, right? Because okay, you're just gonna mass produce slop on your channel. YouTube doesn't like that. YouTube is not a fan of that shit. YouTube, here's what might happen when he tries to put all of those videos, all of those streams back on his channel. YouTube, because they've been removing a lot of AI slop that's just been like, you just got these channels that have been mass producing slop videos and have just been posting hundreds of gigabytes worth of content to YouTube like every week. So when he does that, YouTube might confuse his channel for slop and they might end up removing his channel. There are all sorts of people who've been complaining about YouTube just obliterating, sending their channels to the shadow realm because they thought that it was AI. So if he does some shit like that, YouTube might do that and just get rid of his channel altogether. So I don't know, EVS, you might want to be careful about that, bro. You might want to just take the L. Because let's be honest, dude, nobody was going back to watch those streams anyway. The only person who would have gone back to watch those streams is somebody like me when I was making my my Comicsgate follow-up video. Nobody was going to watch that shit anymore, bro. Just accept the L and just accept the fact that you're now making fucking $0 off your channel according to YouTube. Oh my God. Oh man, it's such a funny way. Man, 2026 started off so fucking funny, bro. Like first month was banger after banger after banger. Just Turkey Tom got hit, Ethan Van Sciver got hit, Review Tech USA fucking rage quit Sekiro after years. Review Tech USA, we'll get to this later, but Review Tech USA, he finally played Sekiro after fucking teasing it for years. He finally plays Sekiro for his fans. This motherfucker rage quit on the second mini boss. Not the first boss, but the second mini boss, he rage quit. Darkside Phil, like 6 years ago, cheesed the final boss of Sekiro. We're gonna go through that like in a future stream, maybe like next week or later this week or something like that, right? Like he's so much worse at video games than Darkside Phil. It's embarrassing, Rich. Anyway, that's it. Thanks everybody for coming around. There will be future Comicsgate content coming later this month, hopefully in the next few weeks. Barely Dare, thank you for $5. Cheers. Thanks for keeping me locked in at work. GG's. Hey, thanks for the donation, bro. Thanks everybody who donated, and thanks for the people who didn't donate, but they just showed up anyway. Hail War Campaign, and I'll see you guys.